The right to offend is not some pesky little part of freedom of speech that we have to put up with. It is the heart and soul and lungs of freedom of speech. It is the coursing lifeblood of human progress. It is the instigator of liberty and modernity and science and understanding. What a laughing stock today's student leaders are, that they can so casually dismiss the right to be offensive without realizing that their lovely, enlightened lives are the gift of individuals who gave offense. Offensiveness is not just something we have to begrudgingly accept. Offensiveness is the motor of human progress.
Now broadcasting from the Right to Offend Media Studios in sunny South Florida, bringing you the latest in politics, current events, art, and pop culture. This is the Whitfield Report Live with Sam Whitfield.
But giving offense is good. In fact, it's essential.
Well, good evening, folks, and welcome to the Whitfield Report. And we've already got 10 people watching, so, bravo. And I know why y'all are here.
Shout out to that video, Sam. I never really noticed that picture of Glenn Beck with you makes him look kind of fat.
You know, can I tell you something? Like the dude is way taller than you would think.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He doesn't come off as short, but I think he's like 6'5" or 6'6", or at least he was back then in 2012 when I met him.
Yeah. I think it's just the camera angle, but in the way he's like looking at it, it just makes his face look a little puffier. I was like, man.
Also, though, like you notice, I don't know if you saw, but there's like the bodyguard standing behind him. And the entire time I'm shaking hands with him, like the bodyguard is just looking at me like, as if I'm going to shank him or something.
Well, wait. I mean, I wouldn't. I keep if I was a bodyguard, Sam, a guy like you would be exactly the agent of destruction I would be worried about.
Well, see, what's funny is I tried to give Glenn Beck my business card. Like I literally started to hand it to him, and the bodyguard like stepped in front of me and literally said, "I'll take that." And so literally, like I tried to hand the business card to Glenn. Bodyguard steps in front of me, takes the card from me, and then just gives it to Glenn.
I'm just picturing Sam pulling out a business card, and you just hear all the guns ragging.
I mean, that's kind of how I felt, right? Like,
yeah.
Now,
don't you bother Mr. Beck with this kind of thing, sir.
I mean that's pretty much what I was told, and then he invited me to Dallas, Texas at the time, but I never got a follow-up call. So, But
so what
it all
saying is Glenn Beck hates crippled people. Is that what I'm getting out of this?
Well, yes. Well, but
where's that a hot take?
Well, in all seriousness, like I found out later that his daughter also has cerebral palsy, and Antifa, I guess, tried to like.
That's why I made just so anybody knows, that's why I made that joke, because I know for a fact he has a child with a disability.
Well, but not.
I knew it was similar. I didn't know it was cerebral palsy. And so I made the joke that he hates crippled people, knowing that he doesn't. Just so before anybody goes crazy. Oh, I can't believe he said that, man. Sam, it reminds me of something. I got a presentation for you. I want to explain something here, if that's okay.
Oh, please do. We have a lot to cover. We have some sort of classified documents got released this week. I don't know what that's all about.
Well, I think this is important because a lot of people don't understand what's going on here. If you could put the presentation up, Sam, I drew up a little chart to try and explain something to the people. And yeah, so this is oh, hold on. I might have to like get out of the way of myself. You see here, this is the Maxine as a test audience effect, right? And as you can see, Sam, on the left and the right is the two reactions that I generally get when I tell a joke to her as my test audience. No reaction or angry, stuff gets thrown. And then at the top and the bottom, you can see it doesn't matter if it's a good joke or a bad joke. I get both reactions in both cases. And so the resulting effect, as you can see here from the arrow, is I have no idea if the joke is good or not. I just I thought I could.
Does she ever just does she ever stare at you?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
In fact, she's staring at me right now.
Why am I not surprised?
Oh yeah, see, I made this before the show to kind of explain to the people.
Hold on.
Yeah, see, there's good jokes and bad jokes, and I'll tell them, and you either give a no reaction or angry, stuff gets thrown, and as a result, I have no idea if the joke is good or not.
She probably does the same thing with my ex that my ex-girlfriend used to do, where she might pretend to be angry, but like she's secretly like trying to suppress a laugh or something.
Maxine, you're gonna paper cut Max to death.
You know, this was given to me. It's a nice, beautiful. I've talked about on the show before. A nice, beautiful little comic book about Jesus that was given to me by some people that didn't speak very good English. And now you see, I told the joke. Now, do I know if the joke is good or not based off that reaction? I don't know. How do you figure it out, Sam?
Well, I mean, the way I figure is the joke must be good.
We don't have access to Maxine's facial expressions. You do?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen what she looks like, so I can kind of visualize, and I can just, like I can see that you're, you've got the clipboard.
Look on her face about what you're saying right now. You can't even imagine.
I mean,
got top 10 list, Sam.
Yeah, we better dive into the top 10 list before before
Max is top 10, but
dead.
It's not me. It's she did the top 10. You see, we've had this controversy regarding the writing of some of these lists, and so man, look, you can't write lists like that without using AI every week without making some concessions.
Well, listen.
So this week, I outsourced the list to the best free way I knew how, and I had my wife do it.
The kid?
The kid will be soon, I'm sure. With the wife, I mentioned a topic. She changed it a little bit from what I mentioned, but she wrote the whole thing herself, and so she's got a top 10 list for us, Sam.
Oh, awesome.
Probably go there.
Hello, Maxine.
Hi. So this week's list is the top 10 movies I want Disney to leave the fuck alone.
All of them? Oh, wait, no.
Well, you have to pick 10, right?
Yeah.
So some on this list, some people would actually disagree with me on and have actually said they want these specifically as live action movies. We're going to talk about those after.
I don't want Disney doing anything other than animation.
So Yeah, so some of these are ones that I'm just like, leave the fuck alone. Other people say they want them, so yeah, whatever.
Hold on, I can think of a couple of things for Disney to be doing. They could suck a dick. Ow.
Why'd you
do that again?
No. Fucking woke bullshit.
Why'd you smack him there, Max? Why'd you smack him there, Max? I actually agree with that. Also, they could do gay pornography. Oh wait, they're already.
They say you get smacked. Okay, understand that?
I don't know.
I tried to make simple for you.
Brain hurt.
I know.
What the list?
All right, so the top 10
Cavemen have
movies I
brains?
want. The top 10 movies I want Disney to leave the fuck alone. At number 10, we have Fox and the Hound.
Yeah, because they'd make it gay. Like the Fox and the Hound would be
okay, no, see, that's exactly it. I know that this movie is like beloved to so many people. It's not one of my favorites, but I do like it. It is a very cute and it's fucking sad story. And
instead of being an actual fox and a hound, they would be furries.
Oh God, yeah. See, exactly. That's
yes.
All right. Number 9, Toy Story.
Oh, live action toy. They kind of did that though with the Buzz Lightyear gay kiss stuff.
Yeah, but
they can do Toy Story on Ice again.
Oh, okay. So they're the idea of making a live action toy. I bet you they've thought of that too.
Or just changing it or rebooting it in any way. Just leave that franchise the fuck alone. No more either. Can we stop adding to it? Because aren't they coming out with a Toy Story 5? What more is there?
3 was like the perfect, 3 was the perfect conclusion. I will agree with Quentin Tarantino on that.
Yeah, because they all died. Ow. Ow.
Oh, I hate that. Stop it.
Sorry. What's next on the list?
He's not.
At number 8, and I can put this on here because Disney does own, I think it's Fox, and this was under whatever that was. Number 8, Thumbelina, which I love that movie. Jodie Benson, who does the voice of Ariel, also does the voice of Thumbelina. And the songs are really good in it. Oh my God, who's the fucking... Gilbert Godfrey does a voice in it, and it's actually kind of really funny. It's cute, it's adorable, and they would so fuck it up. I guarantee you they would have an issue with the fact that the toads that kidnap Thumbelina are Spanish, and a really famous Spanish singer actually voices the mother toad. I'm sure they would have a problem with that and change it, and just leave it the fuck alone.
They'd make the toads old white men.
Thumbelina's kind of like a fairy type thing, right?
Yeah, in the movie, yeah, because she falls in love with the fairy prince Cornelius, and they end up getting married in the end, and then she gets wings because she doesn't have wings because she's not a fairy, but she becomes one.
They would make it a story about being transgender.
Oh fucking god damn it! All right,
he's not wrong.
Moving on. Number 7, The Black Cauldron. Because that one is really fun. I know that it traumatized children. I'm not one of them. I thought it was really fucking cool. It was, but I wish they hadn't edited it either. They should have left it the way that it was originally supposed to be.
Well, so did Barney the dinosaur, traumatized children.
Oh, come on!
Nobody ever stopped him. In fact, that's the problem. Elmo too. Did you know this, Sam? They were molesting kids.
Stop it.
Number whatever.
Number 6, again, one that I can put on this list because they are owned by Disney now. And she's a fucking Disney princess. Fuck you if you don't agree. Anastasia.
Yeah.
That is a movie that a lot of people really, really like.
I could see how they would remake Anastasia.
Yeah, I
is that they would make them the villains, the Romanovs, right? Because they're literally against the Soviet takeover of Russia. Basically, it's Anastasia, except this time we're going to justify killing her. Coming 2026.
And they'd probably get rid of Bartok.
It's like, yeah, and then it ends with the fucking Soviet national anthem playing as
Rasputin wins, comes back to life forever. Okay, number 5. So this is one of the ones that's a little controversial because some people have said that this is one of the movies that they wanted to see as live action, and that's Atlantis: The Lost Empire. And I strongly disagree with that because I think they would fuck it up royally.
That would have been cool like 20 years ago if they had done that, like live action.
Didn't that movie come out 20 years ago?
Yeah.
It was like, I was like a grown ass man when this came, so I don't.
Was it the late 90s, maybe?
I have no opinion except that it would be a transgender story.
Facts.
Number 5 or 4 or whichever one was next.
Fuck's sake. Number 4, the other one that is controversial because people said they would want this as a live action movie, Treasure Planet, which is one that like not a lot of people actually know about that movie or watch it, but like the fandom that does kind of really cares about it, and I'm on the aspect of I'd rather them not touch it because then they're gonna ruin what it is.
Kind of like how they ruined Treasure Island with making it a sci-fi. Yeah, gotcha.
I don't want Disney touching any of their classics, period.
Oh, this is a classic? Oh, I have a different definition.
No, I'm not. That's the thing next. I'm not calling it a classic. I'm just saying any of the movies that are considered classics, I don't want them touching.
I'm being threatened. I'll stop. Number 3.
So number 3, and this was actually your suggestion, a Goofy movie.
A Goofy movie, which is a wonderful coming-of-age love story between a father and son, which they would totally make it A, probably a mother and a daughter, and then B, a story about transgenderism.
Lesbianic transgender.
That's right. Incestual, too. They'd be doing it. Ow. Disney, everybody.
They're already doing like Freaky Friday 2.
Yeah. Too much, man.
Oh my god.
The kids switched not only like so Jamie and Lindsay, they switch with like the 2 granddaughters or whatever the fuck, and it just looks like it's too hectic, too much. And look, I love Jamie, she's a good actress, but boy, she really be looking like the crypt keeper lately.
Jamie.
Yeah, well, and then
oh yeah, fuck that fucking hoe.
Yeah, I know.
Well, and then Lindsay Lohan always looks like the crypt keeper. Depending.
She has been looking better. She has been trying to better herself. Same thing with Amanda Bynes. She's just not doing as good of a job, and they really should stop letting her do podcasts.
Yeah, that's true.
Amanda Bynes looks like she somehow developed Down syndrome later in life.
Facts.
I can't even hit you for that one. I can't, because it's kind of true and also very sad and heartbreaking because I fucking grew up watching the Amanda Show and all that and all the movies she was
well like that what's her name, Michelle Trachtenberg or whatever. Yeah. That was like her peer, right? They were around the same time and the same age. Yeah, so I mean it's good she's not dead because she had a drug problem. And I hate to see young celebrities die from. I've had famously I've talked about hanging out with Dave Brockie from Gwar a bunch of times, and he's someone I look up to, and he's dead from an overdose. It happens, man.
Well, I will say this: it would have been Amanda Bynes might have been a lot better if Mersh hadn't bullied her. But then again, I mean, I guess I'm in good company because or I guess Amanda's in good company because Mersh
was nice to you.
You say that, but Mersh bullying her on the internet or saying something mean is not the cause of her problems. I'm pretty sure it's Dan Schneider.
Yeah.
Molesting her.
That too.
That probably started things. Sam Mersh was a bit later and not as serious.
So you know how they had that?
Yeah, I would agree.
quick little offside rant. You remember how they had that documentary that they were making about that with the Dan Schneider and everything, along with Nickelodeon and all that? When when all that was on the air, there was another actress who was like younger, who was kind of like Amanda Bynes, but like different. She was the popular, favorite of Dan's. But as soon as Amanda came along, that other girl kind of got pushed out, lost roles, and it was all Amanda. She tried to get emancipated, Amanda did, and like from her parents, and then be with like he fucked her up. She's one of the ones that got it the worst.
Yeah.
Besides like Drake Bell.
Yeah, I know. But we were kind of doing a list though.
That's why I said that's a side rant. We're going to get back to the list right now. So you're dealing with me. Come on. So at number 2, and this was actually you chose this one because I had 2 I couldn't decide on, and I think you went with the right choice. Oliver and Company.
Yeah.
The dogs and the cat and the singing, like Oliver Twist, but with dogs.
And that was because I could foresee, 1, them doing it like the Lion King, which would be terrible. 2, instead of like respecting the source material, which is very like jazz focused, and some of the best, I would argue Oliver and Company has some of the best music in any of the, and a Goofy movie as well, in any of these films, bar none. And I know what they would do because it's an urban set film, and they would make it reflect like Black urban culture,
right?
Instead of playing the movie straight, which is obviously a take on Oliver Twist with dogs. And like Why Should I Worry, which is like the key
such a good one.
song, that's like the single from the movie, is like so iconic, and I could just picture them. It would have like heavy bass and hip hop. There'd be a hip hop rap part,
I was gonna say,
solo. And I love rap, but like, yeah, that one, as soon as I heard the idea of remaking Oliver and Company, I kind of got sad that they might ever consider doing such a thing.
Yeah.
And then we got one left, so you want to read them back?
Yep, so we're gonna read back the top 10 movies I want Disney to leave the fuck alone. At number 10, we have Fox and the Hound. At number 9, Toy Story. Number 8, Thumbelina. Number 7, The Black Cauldron. Number 6, Anastasia. Number 5, Atlantis, The Lost Empire. Number 4, Treasure Planet. Number 3, a Goofy movie.
Yep.
Number 2, Oliver and Company. And the number 1 movie that I want Disney to leave the fuck alone is... I think you picked the wrong one.
Yeah, wrong.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Try that again. Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yeah, because they own Fox now, so they own that one. And I swear to God, if they ever fuck with Roger Rabbit, it's like, that film is perfect, leave it.
That is a movie that kind of scarred me as a child. As much as I know.
Yeah, I mean they probably wouldn't even have Jessica Rabbit in that movie. Or they would make her like a trans.
Let's say they'd make her a dude.
Yeah, it would be a transgender story.
A dude.
Once I realized I could say that, I felt like all of them, that's kind of true of. Like, it would be a transgender story because it's Disney and it's 2025.
Yeah, and miraculously, like, they're the only
make it as much DEI as possible.
Okay, I got one. I dare Disney to remake one in live action. Song of the South.
That'd be hilarious.
Oh yeah, No, we've been daring them to make that one for years, Max. So.
They've been trying to erase that shit so much that they had changed that ride from Song of the South to another one. I think they even like switched it to like the Frog Princess. Then they pretty much like from what I heard, gutted the entire thing and like redid it to like something completely different. Like they are trying to erase that shit.
Here's the thing. Growing up, all my black friends thought that the crows in that movie were fucking hilarious. They weren't like, oh, that's right. And also, if you actually watch the film, the main narrator is a literal former slave.
Right.
Well, no, and
he's talking about his own personal experiences growing up in the South.
Yeah,
that's what the movie's about.
Well, I mean, and this doesn't really relate to Songs of the South, inherently, but like all of the most racist jokes that I've heard about black people came from my black friends who told them to me.
Because they know the material.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with Song of the South, I mean, the crows are kind of just funny. If you're not, I guess, programmed to that being racist, you would just think they're funny, weird. It's kind of like a lot of people have a problem with not Speedy Gonzalez so much, but his cousin Slowpoke Rodriguez.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're like, he's a super trope stereotype. Yeah, that's what makes it funny.
Yeah,
that's what makes things funny. The truth.
Yeah, and then all my Hispanic friends are like, oh, he reminds me of my cousin, who's the lazy fat ass in the family.
Well, that's the thing, is Slowpoke's not lazy, but he doesn't run away, and you know why, Sam? It's because Slowpoke Rodriguez always packs a gun.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's a fact. That's canon.
Yeah, no, that is canon. But what's also
you ain't gotta run nowhere if you're packing.
It was pretty big, wasn't it?
Based.
Yeah. Slowpoke Rodriguez is a true American, by the way.
Indeed.
That's right. Shout out to my boy Speedy.
Speaking of Mexico,
down in the barrio,
Max. And thanks to Maxine for this week's top. Thanks, Maxine, for this week's top 10 list. And so
you just gotta harness the power of wifing. Make it work for you, gentlemen.
You're lucky I'm not.
I mean, that's what you've been doing for like close to like 20 years now, right?
That's right. You know what I've never done once, Sam? Sued my wife. Anyway, what was it about Mexico?
Wow. Well, this might be a weird segue, but in 1 week,
Hi, Sam's book,
folks, Night of the Vigilante will be available in paperback and ebook and audiobook. So that will be coming out on the 25th. I actually uploaded the final draft to Amazon today. So
that's why it keeps disappearing, is because that's just a hologram he's holding up. And he actually sent the real one off to Amazon.
Yeah, I mean this one is just like the second draft, but the final one will be out next week. And so this one will, and now that I wanted,
are there boobies, Sam?
Not in this one.
Oh. Okay, but there's bloody, brutal revenge killing, right?
Oh yeah, lots of it.
Maybe the next one there'll be boobs.
Yes.
Or penis.
Nah.
Hey, if that's if that's what Sam's into, that's what he'll write.
Exactly.
Now the question is it more like of a what's that guy? Martin, right? Is it more of a Game of Thronesy like big floppy dong situation, or like a more hard, veiny type deal?
To be honest, I haven't thought that.
George R.R. Martin seems to favor the floppy wieners, Sam, if you didn't know.
Yes, I've noticed that.
They're just flopping everywhere. And it translates into the show, as I understand it too, that there's wieners that flop in every episode.
You know what though, Max? Also, like, I've noticed that he hasn't written a book, and he hasn't published a book in 15 years. So this will be like my 4th in 2 years. Now, granted, mine's not like a ton. Mine's not an 8.
You are not putting nearly as much time, effort, or care into your descriptions of floppy wieners as he is, okay?
That's true.
That takes time to perfect, Sam.
I'm not even putting like that much effort into describing boobs or women's anatomy, and that's
Well, that's why you don't have the HBO show, Sam. You need them floppy wieners.
Yeah,
they go nuts for them.
Yeah, you're right. And that's probably why. Well, I don't want to get anyone else in trouble, but now that I'm thinking about it, there are probably some reasons why some of my fellow authors are close to having HBO deals than I do. Let me just put it that way.
Gay pornography?
Maybe not gay, but you're not totally.
So what you're saying is you need to write more smut, Sam.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, and that's what Shmuley's been saying.
Isn't that the first thing I said to you, Sam? Is there boobies? And you said no. See, you got to listen to the people, Sam. They want boobies and floppy wieners.
Yes. Well, John Ryder book 4 is coming this summer, and so keep out for that.
His new love interest,
John. Floppy. Let me just put it this way. John might ride her.
Good night, everybody.
Let's go.
But anyway, speaking of
floppy wieners.
So yeah, Night of the Vigilante comes out March 25th. We'll have a show next week. For that, I'm gonna try and get some other authors to come on, like we had last year for the Dogs of War and Andrew Nelson. Thoughts and prayers to him and his wife, who is she's going. I guess she's just gone through some surgery and she's still recovering. So, thoughts and prayers to them both. Although, shout at him too because he's been tweeting out the Division a lot lately, and I didn't know that he was a gamer until recently, but evidently he's been watching Bits and Bones a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Did not know that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Division is better than it had a right to be.
Division 2 is great.
Yeah, it is.
Division 2 and Division 1 Survival DLC is like the birth of what they call the extraction shooter now. It was the first one, and it's still, in my opinion, one of the best.
I agree.
I like the atmosphere of Division 1 just being wintry. We should go back and play through Division 1, actually.
Yeah.
I think I have a copy still.
Yeah, but JFK, Sam. Okay. So you had Grok summarize the files. I discovered something immediately, Sam, something that jumped out at me in the JFK, since that's our topic tonight, to segue right into this. The first thing I noticed, Sam, in these JFK classified, declassified documents, did you know this, Sam? JFK is dead. You heard about this? Apparently some guy shot him in the head.
No way.
Yeah, it's wildly relevant news.
Now I scrolled through all the I scrolled through a lot of them, and a lot of them are just signatures. But this particular document that I have right here, number 104-10170-10145. That's the literal title of this. Is basically the summary of what happened. Now, I tried to read through it. The print's not that good for those on screen, but here it is. So instead, I'm going to switch to Grok here, and I don't know if it switched over, but I uploaded this, and I entered in the prompt, research this document, analyze it, and summarize it as it relates to the JFK assassination. So we're going to do that. And
wait, it was an assassination. Jesus, the bombshells keep dropping on me. It was an assassination? I thought some dude just like popped off. When did this happen? Was this recent?
I mean, it happened back in 1963.
Oh,
Yep.
Shit. Oh. And it's relevant now?
Yeah, I mean...
Oh, right, because boomers. I got you.
Yeah, boomers think that this was like worse than 9/11. So
yeah. It's worse than the two wars that they sent, their children to go die off in. Yeah.
Well,
definitely.
I mean, supposedly JFK would have stopped that.
Oh yeah,
one of those wars.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda, didn't. He got a fucking bullet between the eyes, bro.
But anyway,
he was gonna do everything, Sam. He was gonna do all the things that we wanted somebody to do as soon as but the problem is he was gonna do it after he got shot. That's what it is. You know what's great is that Trump did that too. He did all the things that we would all want him to do and said a guy should do, and he did it after he got shot. But as Trump once said before, I like survivors. He's a winner, right? You get shot in the head. You get shot in the head and do all the things that people say. JFK was gonna do this and he was gonna do that. Trump got shot in the head and he did all the things he was gonna do.
Well, to be fair,
Trump survived the assassin's bullet.
That's right. Well, he barely touched him. It was a tremendous divine. He was selected by God to make America great again, Sam.
So, apparently this guy named Cummings was like a shady guy. This is exactly why I had Grok sum it up for me, was because the type was kind of illegible. But allegedly this Samuel George, hey, that's my middle name. Samuel George Cummings.
Hold on, Sam.
63 was before my time.
No, hold on. We need to ask some serious questions, Sam. Did you or did you not shoot JFK from the grassy knoll, Sam?
I did not, sir. I wasn't even my mom was 5. So I wasn't even in the picture then.
You haven't discounted time travel, Sam.
How would I? You know what?
Reveal your DeLorean, sir.
That's right. Well, no, he's just got it built into his chair.
You know what? There's some conspiracy theorists out there that would, say that I time traveled.
Yeah, right, because you did. You time traveled back to 1963.
If you have a time travel chair, Sam, I need those blueprints, please.
Well, more, plot twist. I got them from you. You just don't remember. You were like,
we solved it then. Sam shot JFK.
You were super buzzed on, and I changed my name to Cummings for some reason. So
that's your CIA name, okay?
And I worked for the CIA.
Well, so how do we know that you're not way older than you say you are, and that they just helped you in the witness protection program because you did their wet work for them?
I mean, look, this guy would have been like,
I'm gonna need to call Secret Agent Boomer about you, Sam. He'll illuminate this conspiracy for me. He'll get to the bottom of this, Sam. If you time traveled to kill JFK, he's gonna find out.
Oh God! Is Secret Agent Boomer going to rehash the plot to GoldenEye for you again?
Yes.
No, he's gonna rehash the plot to Time Cop. Chasing you through different historical periods to stop you from assassinating left-wing politicians.
So in all seriousness,
joke's on them though, Sam. There's no more left-wing politicians. They all got voted
out. In all seriousness though, so the Samuel Cummings guy was a former CIA guy, which kind of proves my theory that it was a former CIA guy who was in league with Oswald, who was sympathetic to the Russians, as we've pointed out on the show before. So
by sympathetic, he renounced his citizenship, moved to Russia, married a Russian woman, and got a Russian citizenship, then somehow got expelled from the country for no official reason we can determine, and went to Cuba, and then came to America, where he met up with a communist group in Louisiana. And then 6 months later, he shot the president in Dallas, Texas. That is the route of Lee Harvey Oswald. Whatever anybody thinks about what happened that day, you have to factor in that is the official story of where he was and what he was doing up until the shooting.
So, okay, well, I guess
I led on that I know more about this than I said, Sam. I'm sorry.
So, we did a
I knew he was dead, Sam, but not everybody might know that. Not everybody's a boomer who's obsessed with this one thing for their whole life.
Here's a more relevant question to ask, and I'm being serious.
I'm gonna alienate all of our regular fucking viewers with this kind of shit too, huh? I should stop.
Well, no, because I'm gonna ask a relevant.
Our demo skews older, and I'm shitting on boomers too much. I should stop that.
Well, no, because I'm about ready to ask.
No, you keep shitting on the boomers. We like that.
Well, because our boomers are based.
That's true. Well, that's the thing is people are like, oh my God, you said this about boomers. It's yeah, well, your boomer is probably awesome.
So
I got a couple boomers who are awesome too. It doesn't mean that your boomer isn't awesome. The fact that most boomers are pretty fucking lame and gay.
So here's my question for both Max and Mort. Why are people more people seem more preoccupied over the CIA's involvement in JFK's assassination? But what about the CIA's alleged involvement in Trump's assassination attempt? We still don't know anything about the shady guy who was a 21-year-old who had absolutely no social media presence and yet worked for.
you could make the argument that there's probably a lot less documentation regarding that to declassify, in a sense, is that is still definitely an ongoing investigation. This stuff isn't, and so I can see why it's like there's more to talk about here, Sam, is the fact of the matter. And it's because, like you're saying, we don't know anything about that guy, and that should be shady. We should be having a congressional inquisition into this guy's whereabouts, just like we did with Lee Harvey Oswald in both the 60s and the 80s. Like, no, like, I understand, like, people might not like what I'm saying, that there might not be a lot to declassify about it. But think about how first of all, we know that the Biden law enforcement establishment, right, from the top to the bottom, had a vested interest in not investigating the shooting, right? And so they didn't. And then now, as Trump is taking power, you have to remember his guys are kind of taking the reins of all of these organizations and having to play catch up with people who are opposed to them. So what I think is the investigation into the Trump shooting incidents, the one attempted where he was actually shot, and the other one was a guy outside Mar-a-Lago with a gun. Both of these investigations, I imagine, are ongoing, but you got the old outgoing guys that have no interest in the case because Trump won and they're mad, and you got the new incoming guys who have to not only catch up on that, but a million other things as well. And so I'm going to imagine, Sam, that when it comes to the investigation into the shooter, particularly the one that's dead, right, as opposed to the one that's alive and in prison, there's going to be less information to declassify at the moment. But then here's my apples to apples. Where is the one that I said from the beginning that would be the most relevant? I have yet to see the Martin Luther King documents. I'm sure we'll see them soon. But why is there nothing about the Martin Luther King assassination? I'm sorry, the Malcolm X assassination. We're going to get the Martin Luther King stuff, but Malcolm X was assassinated in much the same way. And I don't know if you know this, Sam, but the CIA has been suspected having a hand in it since the very beginning.
Oh, yeah, I know that. Well, I can kind of, if you
as does, by the way, the Nation of Islam. Like, there are competing theories that he was killed because I don't know if you knew this about Malcolm X. He left the NOI and became a real Muslim. They're different things. And they resented him for it. So it's potential. There are multiple possible suspects, and none were ever actually like apprehended, named, or tried for the death of this honestly very pivotal figure in the 60s that definitely belongs on that list with Robert Kennedy and JFK and Martin Luther King. If Malcolm X isn't on your list,
something is fishy.
I don't want to dox this gentleman since he's a family friend, but the pastor who actually married my mom and stepdad is a black man from Texas, and to make a long story short, he came to Christ after he grew up in he grew up in a broken household, and he fell in with the Nation of Islam, as a lot of young black men do. Even in Texas, and
it's huge in the prisons. That's the thing. They get a lot of them in prison, and then they go out and preach it in the hood.
Well,
and just because, like, obviously our audience is like predominantly white and might not know the Nation of Islam are not Islamic as such,
right?
They don't believe in God, Allah. They don't believe in an afterlife. They have a weird belief about how white people were created by like an evil, genius to torment black people, and that white people don't have a soul. They're very strange, and they say Nation of Islam, and they use a lot of the terminologies, but they're very much not Islam at all. I know they're just a kooky cult, and it might be weird for people to believe. And that's why Malcolm X left.
Well, that's
became a real Muslim. Like that's what I'm saying. But that created a lot of bitterness from the NOI, Farrakhan, Elijah Muhammad, and all them. And so we don't know who shot him. Is the long story short.
Well, that's what my pastor said, was basically that basically the NOI was telling this guy to go and kill innocent people, and he was like, wait, that kind of doesn't jive with me. And so he left the Nation of Islam, and then he did research and was kind of like, hey, not only did the Nation of Islam try to corrupt me, but I'm pretty sure they tried to assassinate Malcolm X as well. So yeah,
well, about like all of that, Malcolm X, Nation of Islam, they are black separatists. And so when you're dealing with Malcolm X, you do have to understand that, yes, he advocated the violent uprising for black liberation against what he perceived as the oppression. He did. He definitely advocated. That's like there's Martin Luther King said peaceful protest, and Malcolm X said we should fight in the streets. Like there's no way around that. However, like as a young man, and maybe it's like, hey, I was always tangential to black culture anyway. A lot of my friends are black and stuff. Reading Malcolm X's autobiography really had an effect on me. Obviously, I didn't convert to Islam or anything like that. But it's really relatable, and it's if you take out the specifics to it being black liberation based, what you have is a case for if you're being oppressed, why you should fight back. And that's why I like Malcolm X, and that's why I think that his death deserves more respect than it got.
Yeah.
So,
well, I feel
I don't know. I grew up, like I say, being a weird art guy and into like hip hop and stuff. So Malcolm X was like a part of all that, and a lot of what he says is universal. Too, if you look into it, he talks about like it starts from family, and traditional values and education, and keeping degeneracy out of your community. These are the ways that you create a better society, and the way that you do that is from action, from within. But he said, like, it's really tough to do that with an oppressor's boot on your neck, essentially. And so you have to get the boot off your neck. And if they won't do it through the ballot box, then you do it with a bullet, essentially, was his message.
Okay, so, so I basically, I just had combed through this whole thing, and there's a lot of data that I will actually copy and paste to my Substack for those who are interested. But in conclusion, for the audio listeners, it says the information in this document raises questions that Underhill's claims. And
hold on, Sam, are you gonna tell me that this was a nothing burger like I said it would be?
Well, let's see here. The information in the document raises questions about Underhill's claims and the connections involving Cummings and Interamico.
His name is Cummings, though. That's yeah.
There's no concrete evidence here to confirm that the CIA was involved in JFK's assassination or to identify who killed him. The assassination continues to be a subject of debate, but based on this document, no definitive conclusions can be drawn about the CIA's role or the identity of the perpetrators. So yeah, Max.
Imagine my shock, Sam. You mean that there's no new information in there, except if you already had a predetermined narrative involving multiple shooters, that there's this one guy that seems a little sus with his story that you could maybe fit in your narrative. But in any other circumstance where you're looking at it objectively without a predetermined narrative, you're telling me it's a nothing burger and you can't prove anything? Oh my God. Who could have predicted this would happen, Sam?
Well, Max, we do know that allegedly the CIA's number one hitman was named Cummings.
That's it.
He
knew all the comings and goings,
Yeah, that's.
I wonder if he was in there. Like, you would want Cummings in when you were doing the CIA prostitute through the mirror studies. You heard about this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You would definitely want Cummings then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Cummings is gonna be there whether you want him or not, but
Yeah.
It's a much more interesting recently declassified document that doesn't even have anything to do with the Trump administration. It just was time for it to get declassified. The Charles Manson stuff. Hey, Sam, would you believe me if I told you the Manson family had a CIA handler and now it's confirmed fact?
I'd believe it. Yeah.
No way. I would totally believe you on that.
And that they were studying what might happen if you gave a bunch of fucking hippies meth.
No way.
Well, I mean,
and that this lifelong criminal with an IQ of like 85 and full-blown schizophrenia might just possibly have been a front for a CIA op. No way. And that Charles Manson is probably innocent, like I've been saying for 25 years. Oh my God.
Well, Max, I mean,
let's talk about the JFK Nothing Burger. How about that?
Well, Max, I mean, we did reveal a few weeks ago, or I should say Maxine revealed a few weeks ago, that the government was giving cocaine to beagles.
That's right, and they were giving it to hippies. Well, they were giving meth to hippies.
But yeah, well,
and
they were
telling them to go kill a bunch of rich people.
Yeah, so like after hearing that the CIA was giving cocaine to beagles and
CIA entrapment? No way.
Yeah, nothing. So yeah, nothing shocked me. But yeah,
Charlie, this is the true story. I'm gonna enlighten some people that have no idea about the Charles Manson thing for a moment. And now that these documents have come out, it backs me up so hard. But Charles Manson was a druggo beatnik, not even a hippie, Sam, because he was older than all them. He was just a homeless guy that got out of jail. He was a con man, stole cars, flipped checks. His mom sold him for a pitcher of beer to a pedophile when he was a kid.
Yeah,
and he was a loser, but he had a personality. He was a character, right? And he could sing a little bit. He could write music.
Wasn't he an actor? From what I remember.
No, he was a musician. Yeah, and
yeah,
and so his music's good. I don't care. His music could fuck you, and I'm on fire. That's my jam right there. Charles Manson was a musician that I've always looked up to, and people don't like that. And so, okay, so you got this charming singer guy. He knew one of the Beach Boys, the drummer, Brian Wilson. They even stayed at the house where the murder happened with Brian Wilson for like a couple months.
And Sharon Tate, she would have been there too at that time.
No, she wouldn't have been there because what happened is Brian Wilson sold the house and Roman Polanski bought it.
Oh.
Right. But that's probably why they went there, is because they knew that mansion. It's hard to say for sure, right? But they knew the mansion. Regardless, they found this guy and these girls liked him, because he was like, all these girls were like, hey, he's cool and he's singing and blah, blah, blah. Chicks fall for guys like that. He's a grifter. So he's got this cult of chicks and the CIA's like, he be giving them LSD, huh? And they're like, yeah.
Yeah.
We've been using mind control experiments on LSD. stop me if you heard this before, but maybe we should use these people and do some mind control experiments. And if you don't think the CIA would use mind control experiments and LSD to try and convince a bunch of hippies to murder some people, then you don't know anything about MK Ultra at all. Yes, our government is Charles Manson, not Charles Manson.
Color me absolutely not shocked by any of that.
Well, he wasn't allowed to defend himself because he had mind control powers. What kind of government allows that?
Well,
one that's guilty in the fuck. I digress. Charles Manson did nothing wrong. Somebody's gonna clip that. Probably that one. Someone obsessed with Alan because she's like, "Oh my god! If you say things that are funny, you're a psychopath." Yeah, Charles Manson did nothing wrong. I don't even think that's funny, Sam. I actually believe that. I believe Tex Watson's a sick fuck. But I also believe Tex Watson was like the CIA's point man.
Yeah,
probably.
You don't know. By the way, if you're going to judge me about my take on the Manson case, you better know who Tex Watson is.
I actually do know who Tex Watson is.
As do I.
Because I write thrillers. But I'm gonna step away for a quick sec to take a brief time out. So
you're gonna walk away, Sam?
He's got to take a Mersh.
Yeah, or whatever the other one would be.
They're both Mersh.
That's true.
They're both. You got to take a mean Mersh. Yeah. What was I rambling on? Oh yeah, Charles Manson. Highly recommend. I believe it's Nicholas Schreck. The documentary is called Charles Manson Superstar. Check out the Redux version that has more footage. He was the longest incarcerated human being in American history. I think that alone says something.
Absolutely.
The dude was crazy. I'm not saying he wasn't a fucking psychopath. Well, he was a schizo. You can see it. Completely out of his fucking mind. If you fucking see that guy and you're like, man, I bet that guy is convincing enough to get me to kill somebody, then you're an idiot.
I agree.
He writes his name in poop on the walls. He carved an X in his forehead originally, and then he made it into a swastika. A lot of people didn't know it was an X at first. I did because, that was kind of a thing in like the twisted ICP scene is you'd put an X on your head because it's like I'm X'd out of society. That's why he did it.
Right.
And then all his girls, because they were still into him. It's like I say, he was charming and shit. They were like, they shaved their heads when he shaved his head.
Charming musician that's never been heard of ever.
Yeah. Somebody check on Jared Leto? That motherfucker got a cult with an island. Never trust a motherfucker with a cult with an island. They are never up to good. Unless Sam gets a cult with an island, then it'll be fine. Should we start a cult of Sam,
I thought we were Sam's point men.
That's true. But are we cultish enough? Like, it can't be like a religious cult, but it could be like one of those like self-help cults, right?
We are a cult of personality that Sam is our leader.
You see, I was going to go and get my prop that I got because I got another funny little bit that I was going to do. But then Sam went to go take a Mersh. And so now I'm just sitting here filling for time like a sucker, And I can't say what the prop is and then give up the bit because I can still go do the bit. And I don't know what else to talk about. And I already have now on the air made my case for why Charles Manson was innocent, which is one of my edgiest opinions that nobody seems to like. So it's been a fun night.
So I know you see this guy as boring, but in the DSP universe, PPP and Andy have completely fucked with the guy's mind, where DSP actually released all of the DMs earlier this afternoon.
Yeah. I get it, but he's not very bright.
Oh, definitely not at all.
It's not like a major accomplishment. That's what it is. It's not very funny to me because it's like
it's three idiots fucking with each other.
Yeah, and I think PPP's the worst of the three at this point.
You're probably right.
Yeah, just because he's the fattest, and that's usually how I decide. Not always, but sometimes, usually. Like if you see three guys and you have no other contextual information, I generally assume the fattest one is the worst.
Yeah, I can see your reasoning.
Yeah. Well, people don't understand, like, stereotypes are actually that's when they're useful. Let me pose you a for instance, right? Since Sam's not here, we're just gonna go all in on the being stupid. If you're in a dark alleyway, okay, and then somebody's approaching you, and all you have is the physical visual information to go on, you might have different reactions based on what you see, right? So if you see a big beefed out black guy with a stern look on his face, you're going to have a different reaction to that than if you see a small white woman, a small attractive white woman smiling, right? Or whatever. But it turns out that small attractive white woman smiling
is a psychopath.
Is a psychopath. She just stabbed her boyfriend, and it turns out that big black stern looking black guy is actually a pastor. But since you didn't have, it's called the imperfect information problem. Since you didn't have perfect information, the best guess you had was actually based on a racist stereotype. And the fact of the matter is more often than not, your first instinct can be correct, or at least exists in your mind to process information for a reason. It's not racism per se.
It
becomes racism when you're given more information and persist in the belief. For example,
it's initial information that we've gained through evolution, and without any other information.
Yeah, cultural osmosis, personal experience. It's a lot of things, right? And so you're going to make that snap judgment. That's when stereotypes are actually, or statistics are useful, but as soon as you have more information, then it kind of defaults to like the individual is king kind of situation. Because every individual case is going to have individual distinctions from previous one. And you start to get further and further down that little rabbit hole. But initially, like for example, the black crime statistic being that 50% of crime is black people is one of the, or 53% or whatever, is misleading, right? But a lot of people take that statistic and then they're more likely to see a black person and assume that person might criminally act upon them. However, that's not necessarily the case unless you're black, because the vast majority of the victims of this crime are also black.
Well, are we debunking the 13% do 30% of the crimes or whatever?
No, I'm just talking about having imperfect information and making snap judgments and how that's kind of actually okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, that seems to be kind of the trend on the internet now, if you think.
And it's also okay to be wrong about those snap judgments because you didn't have perfect information. The example I gave, Sam, is you're in a dark alley at night, right? And a big, buff, black man with a stern look on his face, it comes walking the other direction. And that's all you know about him. It's not unreasonable for you to be more wary of him. Now, the piece of information that I didn't give you, the imperfect information, is that he's actually the local pastor. He does youth ministry. He donates to charity. He spends his Sundays preaching and at a soup kitchen. But you didn't know all that, right? So you just assume he might be he's more likely to criminally act upon you than not. But you're wrong, but that's because he's an individual. But you're correct in being a little more cautious.
Well, even Obama, right, said that, like, oh, my mom, walks on the other side of the, street when a black man, crosses her path or, whatnot, right?
I don't actually. That's funny because I like that seems to be something from other parts of the country because I don't hear that from. I mean, my black friends and I would always have the same experience crossing. Like if you're a big dude, and most of my friends were also big dudes, right? Yeah, women cross the street for you if you're a big dude. Period. Whether you're black or white, trust me.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. What I'm saying though is Mr. Obama, who was supposed to be like the black savior according to the Democrat Party, like even he admitted that like that women, that even like black women, are on the other side of the street when they're black men, around. So.
Yeah, and they're not wrong because they have just a slightly higher than average chance of that person being the one that offends them. And then, like I said, again, if you're black, you have a much higher rate of a black person victimizing you than if you're white.
Yeah,
isn't it something like 40% of the crimes are down racial lines?
Yeah,
it's 60-40. Yeah, 60% of the victims of black crime are black.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
and the 40, by the way, aren't white. The 40 is white, Hispanic, and
it's the rest of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that goes back to the other thing, Mortheous, of like, whenever liberals like to cite, gun violence, like, oh my, like I'm just gonna throw out some number. Oh my God, there were 12,000 shootings in Chicago, last year, right? I might be fudging the numbers a little bit, but most of the...
And then they'll go back to but it's a red state. They won't focus on the city.
Well, it's not even that, right? Like, people like to say, oh my God, there were 12,000 shootings last year. But what were those shootings? That was gang on gang violence.
Right.
It wasn't like there were 12,000 mass shootings where people were just mowing down, innocent civilians and in market squares or whatever, right? It was most of that was like gang on gang violence, but no one wants to,
nobody wants to admit that.
Nobody wants to talk about gang on gang violence. And then I don't know if it was Max or someone else brought this up to me, but like people always like to talk about like gun violence. What about like things like stabbings or other things related to gang violence that like
baseball bat violence?
Baseball bat violence.
Knifings.
Knifings, stuff like that. So,
or good old fashioned rumble. You ever been in a rumble, Sam?
Oh, well, I mean, I've been in rumbles. Well, I mean, technically we're on a rumble right now, and we're on
a rumble every week.
I
mean the fisticuffs.
No, I mean, I've been in
I've been in a grand total of one fist fight my entire life.
I've been in two. One was an able-bodied guy, and one was a crippled. The
only one that I've been in was a able-bodied guy in high school. He said the word "cripple" in a derogatory manner in high school. I decked him and dropped him. Done.
You crippled him, you might say.
Facts.
One was a guy who thought I was like trying to steal his girlfriend.
I know.
You probably were, Sam, in fairness.
Maxine wanted to point out that for you, Sam, that we're picturing you in a cripple in a fight in two wheelchairs pushing up against each other, slapping. Is that about what the size of the matter?
I mean,
that
look,
would be fucking hilarious.
I mean, look, Mort and I would have a slap fight, but no, this dude like wanted to like was like trying to like ram chairs and like, you know, actually like.
But I know that he's ramming chairs. That's how oh my God, that's the cripple fight escalation is like, oh yeah, we ramming chairs now. I can see that though, because like the consequences of
demolition derby chairs.
If they knock you out of the chair, it might fuck you up. So they got a point.
Yeah, one more. I mean, Max, have you ever been to like demolition derby or anything like that? Because that's essentially what like wheelchair fights. Like people don't think it would hurt, but like man, you can get.
You should keep a red cape on you.
If you manage to cripple one of the wheelchairs, the dude's fucked.
Yeah.
So Sam, you were talking. I missed the Monday show, and it's because I ate way too much corned beef and cabbage, and didn't sleep enough
and drank too much.
No, I didn't drink anything. That's the thing.
Maxine,
she can confirm.
What?
I didn't drink anything.
No, I didn't drink anything.
Okay.
I smoked some weed, but
oh yeah.
Well, we always
okay. So
but Sam, you were like, I'm gonna have a pint of Guinness.
Oh, here we go.
And I got you. That's some traditional Ireland stuff. But I'm an Irish American, Sam. And so traditional for me would be much more akin to this 40 of St. Ides, you see? Because I'm classy.
Yeah.
Malt liquor, you know.
Max is a classy broad.
Legit though, all I could think. See, I used to. It's not even a joke. This is traditional St. Patty's Day shit for me. Would be one of these, a nice St. Ides, maybe two. My boy Paulie and me. Paulie died, R.I.P. Dialysis Paulie. They used to call him pill popping Paulie. And that's what got him on dialysis, and now he's dead. But we used to spend St. Patty's Day, eat some corned beef and cabbage. You roll up a nice fine blunt, and you drink a 40. Maybe pour a little for the homies, and that's a traditional St. Patty's Day, Sam.
Nice.
In the hood.
Nice.
I mean, there was one where we took turns running on a treadmill while the other one would read verses from because I was renting a room from this religious weird old guy, and he had like a exercise room, and that's where we would hang out and smoke weed and drink. And he had a Bible in it. It was like a golden Bible, and it was like 150-year-old family Bible. You weren't allowed to touch it. He changed the page every day with a pair of tweezers and a candle, and like, very careful. And so we'd read from the Bible while we'd run on the treadmill drinking 40s. That's some traditional Irish shit. You want to know about some traditional Irish Americans? It's not the same as all people like, oh yeah, Irish stuff. It's like Irish American stuff is like getting into a rumble, as I said, a brawl between a bunch of boys outside of church and then coming back with sticks and baseball bats to finish the job. That's Irish American shit. Why? What did the fight start over? Nobody fucking cares. Nobody remembers. But we ain't losing.
Right.
Yeah.
And it ain't over just because the fight got broken up. It ain't over.
No, those are you kidding me, Max? Those are the best types of fights. What?
Truly.
Why Who started this, and why did you boys start this? We don't know. We just felt like it.
I don't know. It was them over there who talked some shit. And the other side says we talked shit, which we did, but they talked shit first.
I think the rule is talk shit, get hit.
We've been talking shit back and forth and getting hit for about 6 years now. I had this one fight with this one kid. I'll call him MB. Our war, me, my brother.
His name was Pissy Chris.
No, it was Maddie Bullshit. And that was his street name, Maddie Bullshit. And you want to talk about the Irish boys? It's like Brandon and Matt and Tommy and fucking my boys sounded Irish as fuck.
And
growing up on them guys who were like rednecks from the other town, and we'd have these like brawls outside the school all the time. Because they called us Sam, they called us a really offensive term for white people who listen to hip hop.
Wiggers?
No, they didn't shorten it. I'm not going to repeat it, but
YN?
Yeah, that was the thing. That's what they called like our whole little crew. And they would yell it at us, and so that when we would go beat their ass. And then one time, bro had a Confederate flag that he would fly out his car and yell shit at me every morning, and he parked right next to me. And I got kind of sick of his shit that one day. I might have told this story before. And as I was walking out, I got out of my truck, right? And his was flying from the back of his truck was this big ass Confederate flag, and I just lit it on fire and walked into school.
I have an interesting take that might
not because I have a problem. Like, bro, if you want to fly Confederate flags, that's fine. But this dude and me had beef.
Right. Do you think he flew the Confederate flag to fuck with you?
Oh yeah, no, he was one of those like I'm a racist because everybody here's not kind of guys. He's a contrarian.
Oh yeah. I knew Jewish guys who would make Holocaust jokes to be the
contrarian. Yeah, no. This guy he was called Red. He just wanted everybody to think he was like an edgy Klan member or something.
Right.
He was the alt-right 20 years before the alt-right.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I went to high school with at least like 2 Jewish guys who would make like the worst.
Well, that's not what I'm talking. Yeah, I've known black guys make black jokes, Jews make Jews jokes, but this guy wasn't joking. One,
no,
and he was doing it for like fake personality.
Yeah, no, neither were these. They were like literal self-hating Jews. It was a weird thing. So
I don't know. We were in the midst of a beef for quite a long time when I just came to hate his flag rather than what it represented, if that makes any sense.
No, totally.
But yeah, they because we liked hip hop and stuff, they called us the white ends and fucking that caused a fight or two, Sam.
Yeah, no.
Because hey, whether you're black, whether you're white, nobody likes to get called that.
That is also true.
Yeah. That's some bullshit. Fuck you.
And in fact, there's actually a clip.
Unless there's an A at the end, then it's probably fine. But that wasn't like that. It wouldn't be like that because they were.
There's actually a clip from like back in the 80s where like well, let me try and see if I can find here, because if I try and explain it, it's gonna make me look bad. But if I show it to you,
I'd much prefer you to just try and explain it then, for my amusement.
Well, there was this white woman from the South who was on Oprah's show, and she said,
"I can't believe you're actually gonna do it." But go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna, I'm gonna edit it a little bit while I try and find it simultaneously. But there was this woman who, she was on Oprah's show, and she was saying that she uses the N word, but she used the N word to like say how bad it was simultaneously, or something like that.
You ever see? There's a really bad and yet still funny Andy Dick bit where he's talking about that we're gonna take it back. We're taking the N word back. Now it's gonna mean like you're crazy, you're silly.
Yeah,
that's what I'm serious. It's a classic.
Okay, so I found it. So let me roll. Yeah, so I
riveting radio there, Sam.
Yeah, I know. So
I love how Mort leaves us out to dry too. Just oh wow,
yeah,
that lady's not white at all, Sam. You lied.
Nope. I'm here. I'm just lagging.
Joe in the chat says, "Damn, empty chat." Yeah, even though we have 9 listeners. Greetings, Joe. Welcome to the show. Joe said, "Yes."
Greetings, Joe. Greetings, lurkers.
So yeah, this was apparently like back in 1985. Oprah confronted some woman about the N-word question, and here we go.
About white niggers and black niggers. Where is she? Stand up and say that if you don't mind, please. Yes.
Very quickly, what I was saying, and I try to teach this to my children. We live in a Christian community, and looking around this room, the majority of these people seem like Christians, and they seem like God-fearing people. I want to say, if you're going to say nigger, which is a terrible word to me, you have to open it to both races, because black people and white people are the same inside. Nigger, if you want to explain it like that, there are some of those here today, other than Oprah. She's not a nigger. Sorry, Oprah. I didn't say that.
About white niggers and
Thanks for that, Sam. That was very enlightening. I think I learned a lot about
That's
culture.
what you do, Joe. You play Halo.
Yeah, so anyway, we found out what exactly that I guess Oprah was cool with the N-word at one point.
I mean, Oprah's probably cool with a lot of stuff if you think about it. She probably sucked a lot of dicks. Yeah.
Well,
like a lot of dicks.
Oprah's allegedly cool with a lot of other stuff. That
Did you know that her facial cream, this is true, Sam, was made out of parts of aborted fetuses?
Yes, I did, actually.
Yeah, specifically foreskins.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. So if you want to have a great moisturized face, you just have to have some baby dick on your face? Yeah,
yep,
some baby foreskin mask. That's what the rich people do, Sam.
That explains the Clintons.
Explains a lot of them.
So that's what they needed Epstein for. Baby dick.
Yeah. Bad boy.
Oh, wait. They could probably use Mersh then. Never mind. He's gone. He's been sent into orbit.
Oh, Versh and DSP for that matter.
Oof. And Ralph.
Wait. So, more. I don't really. So apparently, like, PPP has been beefing with
I was telling Max while you were gone. TLDR is they stopped faking being friends with DSP last week, and PPP threatened to drop fucking DMs on Friday. Fucking DSP did it today.
Well, I mean, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but good on Phil for
right.
Literally anything.
Problem is, DSP dropping the DMs is a self-own because it's not, they're not in his favor at all.
Well, that might be true, but the fact that he
That's
beat
almost
DSP
Johnny
to it
Foxy.
is still, like, you know, good on him, I guess.
Yeah.
So. Oh.
So I got my traditional St. Patty's Day, with my 40-0 and my blunt.
But yeah, if people want, I will interact more on the Twitter about what happened with DSP.
I don't really the other thing though that people have been wanting us to talk about, and like Max and I kind of talked about this, is apparently Jeremy Boring is leaving the Daily Wire, and honestly I don't care.
I don't really care.
Yeah, no one cares. That's it. Like, the Daily Wire people care, I guess. But, like, I don't even watch their programming. I was telling Sam, he was actually surprised a little bit that I've never watched or listened to a Ben Shapiro podcast in my life. I find him dry and pedantic and kind of snippy and annoying.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by any of that. I was just surprised that you had never watched them, was all.
Well, I can't get that far because of all of those reasons. I always thought it was cool you had him on. I respect some of his, like, I've seen clips. Like, it's not like I disagree with him on everything. He's just not the kind of person. When I'm watching content, I'm looking for entertainment, and he's one of those people, in my opinion, pretending to be informative when he's just he's a clown like you and I.
Right. Well, I think. Well, it's interesting that you say that, Max. I think what people miss, because everyone knows that I interviewed Ben, but I think what people miss is I didn't ask Ben too much about his background. I mean, I did a little bit, but most of it was all about, like, Andrew and what working for him, working for him was like.
Well, because that was one of the first things we started talking about when I first came around, right? Was that your respect for Breitbart, which I had too, but that doesn't mean I listen to Ben,
Right.
Like I say, I don't like that style. Like Rush had a thing where it was always fun, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it totally does. Well, Rush
was a fucking rock star, and like his personality could carry it. I don't feel that with Ben. Now, other people do, and more power to him. But for me, like, Rush for 3 hours wasn't a dry news bit. You didn't necessarily know what his opinion was going to be beforehand. And the callers, my God, Sam, if you're a longtime Rush, it's the callers make the show, because they put it off of positions and things. It's something that never happened on the left. We still do this on the right, where we'll argue with each other, with ourselves. And Rush's show was a big forum for that in the 90s and 2000s.
Yeah.
But Ben doesn't do call-in shows, and his personality isn't like a Rush, and so it's not for me. This is the same I said with, like, Matt Walsh's Daily Wire, right?
Oh my God.
I find, to me, he talks like a woman.
Well,
I wouldn't want to be around him because he talks like a woman, but a woman without a sense of humor.
I can see that.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too was like Rush. I mean, okay, he had the Rush 24/7 like subscription to like listen to on-demand episodes, but that was back in the days when like files were expensive, just to host. But like as far as the radio show itself goes, like anyone could listen to that. Now like a lot of these commentators like they paywall their entire show.
You also have to remember, Sam, with that, like you're talking about listening to the archives, that was a niche thing at the time.
Yeah.
Most people just wanted to listen to the live daily show.
Right.
Like 5 days a week or whatever. That like this idea on the internet of like, well, I got to go listen to all of them. Well, you never would have even attempted that with Rush, because there's too many. It's hard to find the earlier ones, et cetera, et cetera. Like it was, you would get inducted into this world through whichever part you started listening at. And you didn't really need all that backstory because Rush was pretty, like he had his principles and you could figure it out after a while. And yeah, you could kind of tell what he was going to think about a given issue. But again, the callers would sometimes redirect him in interesting ways. I would say the Limbaugh call-in show directly led to both the Tea Party and the Trump movement.
Oh, totally.
Agreed.
More than Gamergate. I'm sorry, gamers that want to be like Gamergate started all this. It started on the Rush Limbaugh show. It started with hard work. It started with Pat Buchanan and Ross Perot, and this didn't happen overnight, boys.
Yeah, no, I've been saying that for years, and I'm like,
and there's still work that got to be done.
Like, yeah, I am glad you said that, Max, because when everyone says that like that Gamergate was the big awakening for like how bad the media was, I'm like that's why I never understood like why Gamergate was relevant, right? Because like I knew about how bad the media was, from listening to Rush, like when I was
talking
teenager,
about the
right?
Media
so I was
in
like
the 90s, in the 80s.
I was like, now, I mean, I kind of get it now. I'm like, you're kidding me. Like, you're kidding me, right? Like, people found out about media corruption because of video games. That's like whack.
The thing is,
but
it's their wake up point, so they see it as
there's actually kind of a good Rush clip about all that I wanted to see if I could find here. Okay.
Gamergate is a piece on the tapestry, right? But it's not the beginning.
Got pulled.
Can you not hear me, Sam? Am I coming through?
I can hear you, Max.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm back. It kicked me out.
Yeah, I was like, you can't hear me. No, I was saying Gamergate, the Gamergaters see it as the start point. I'm not saying it's not on the timeline.
Right.
But, and for them, it's an important piece to the timeline, and for us too, because it's a point when a lot of normal gamer dudes got shown how corrupt the media is, and so that was helpful. But this idea they have in their head that Gamergate led to Trump, Gamergate was already like piggybacking on the Tea Party, which was piggybacking on the Ron Paul, which was piggybacking on the Pat Buchanan Reform Party, which was piggybacking off of Barry Goldwater. It's on and on and on, right?
Right. Gamergate was a stepping stone. It wasn't the beginning.
And it's important because it brought young people onto our side into the fold to understand what was going on. So I'm not discounting it completely, but guys like me and Sam and probably you more, probably less so because you were not really politically active. It kind of was that shit that woke you up.
Right.
But you also knew better.
But I also have the hindsight to understand that Gamergate wasn't the end all be all. It was simply a stepping stone to all of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and also it wasn't like, I don't think you were a Gamergate or.
Oh no. I was a normie gamer at the time.
Yeah. Your 2020 was your tipping point. So a lot of them, for them, Gamergate was their tipping point, and I understand that, and it is important to the narrative. But Rush was doing this in the 80s, Ross Perot. And if you look into what they were saying, Sam, you know this as well as I do, Trump is reflecting most of that directly.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But just to give you guys an example, it
is the populism that came about from Rush. And I love that you got a clip for us, Sam. I'm going to shut up and drink.
Here's Rush on American exceptionalism. And he did various versions of this over the years. I think this was just like one of the last ones he did. But like when I was about like 12 or so, he did a segment just like this on American exceptionalism. And this was kind of like my aha moment, if you will, of like when I got like, this was what made me excited about like being an American and being, this really spoke to me as someone with disabilities, and I'm sure you can understand why, but let me play this. So here's Rush on American exceptionalism.
Look at that. Look at that microphone, by the way. That microphone.
That beautiful golden. What is that? That's an ATR 20 or?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah, you gotta have a sure. Go ahead, Sam. Sorry.
No. I love pointing out nerdy stuff like that.
American exceptionalism is not. It is not that we are better people. It is not that we are superior people. It is not that we are smarter people. It is not that God loves us and hates everybody else. It is not that God prefers us. It is not that God doesn't prefer anybody else. American exceptionalism has nothing to do with anything but freedom and liberty. Here is what American exceptionalism is. By the way, this is one of the fundamental reasons why I got so excited when presented with the idea of writing a book about the truth of American history in stages and various elements for young people. My book, Rush, Revere, and the Brave Pilgrims, is all about the exceptionalism of those people. But what is it? Well, if you know the history of the world, read your Bible. Read whatever historical account of humanity you hold dear. And what you'll read about is human tyranny. You'll read of bondage. You'll read of slavery. The vast majority of the people, the vast majority of the human beings who have lived and breathed and walked this planet have lived under the tyranny of despots. The vast majority. It isn't even close. The vast majority of the people of this world since the beginning of time have never known the kind of liberty and freedom that's taken for granted every day in this country. Most people have lived in abject fear of their leaders. Most people have lived in abject fear of whoever held power over them. Most people in the world have not had plentiful access to food and clean water. It was a major daily undertaking for most people to come up with just those two basic things. Just surviving was the primary occupation of most people in the world. The history of the world is dictatorship, tyranny, whatever you want to call it, subjugation of populations.
The history of the world is
And then along came the United States of America.
Yep. I mean,
I just like if you clipped it right, you could just get him saying the history of the world is dick.
And he wouldn't be wrong necessarily either.
That's like an effect too. There's like a law for that where like if you give humans artistic ability to create something, somebody will inevitably make a penis.
That is very true.
Mm-hmm. We've made a lot of penises.
Pilgrims are the first to come.
Sam.
Indeed, we have.
I'm here seeking
boobs too.
Freedom from all of that. They were oppressed because of their religion. They were told they had to believe in the king and his God, whatever it was, or they would be imprisoned. They led an exodus from Europe to this country of people of the same mindset. They simply wanted to escape the tyranny of their ordinary lives. This country was founded for the first time in human history. A government and country was founded on the belief that leaders serve the population. This country, the first in history, and this is the exception, EXCEPT, except the exception to the rule is what American exceptionalism is. And because of this liberty and freedom, that our country exists because the founders recognized it comes from God. It's part of the natural yearning of the human spirit. It is not granted by a government. It's not granted by Putin. It's not granted by Obama or any other human being. We are created with the natural yearning to be free.
All praises to the Most High.
Other men and leaders throughout human history who have suppressed that and imprisoned people for seeking it. The U.S. is the first time in the history of the world where a government was organized with a constitution laying out the rules that the individual was supreme and dominant. And that is what led to the U.S. becoming the greatest country ever, because it unleashed people to be the best they could be, unlike it had ever happened. That's American exceptionalism. Putin doesn't know what it is. Obama doesn't know what it is. And it just got trashed in the New York Times. It's just unacceptable to me.
The courage to fight and the talent to succeed. Rush on the.
I had to play that little bumper there too, but yeah. And Trump actually echoed this exact thing in his
inauguration speech. Sure did.
And yeah.
He didn't give Russia a Medal of Freedom for nothing. Right?
No.
Like man, like this is what people don't get is like Ross Perot, Rush Limbaugh, the way it was paved. And again, going back to Barry Goldwater, populist right-wing thinking is not new in America. It was just suppressed by the left specifically for the past while. And it was suppressed by the right for a while too in favor of neoconservatism, which is very pro-globalist, pro-war, as we know. And the people finally just, like, there's a reason it's called a populist message, right?
Yeah.
The people had finally said, like, this is what we actually want. And for the black pillars out there that are like, nothing ever happens, well, some shit's happening.
More, I'm curious, had you ever, I know that you're not a ditto, I know that you're not necessarily a ditto head like I was, or like Max was. Had you seen that before?
I had, but it's been many, many years.
So,
well, it's funny because Mort and I probably have more in common than you and I, ironically enough, because like I was saying to you before Mort even joined us tonight off air, what do I listen to? Well, like when you just need background noise, you tend to say put on a podcast, whether you're listening or not, whereas I put on music, and I'm pretty sure Mort does too.
Yeah, Mort's a music head. And it usually depends on what my mood is at the time and what genre I'm listening to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do put on music more and more these days.
My standard is usually something metal.
Well, yeah, I like a lot of metal, hip hop, but I'm eclectic. So like I listen to like some country and rock. And,
When I'm feeling sentimental, I'll listen to some Frank Sinatra because Frank was my grandpa's favorite.
hell yeah,
Same.
everybody loves
Same.
Frank.
I was
Old
actually
Blue Eyes never goes out of style, bro.
Facts.
I was actually listening to Frank
And actually,
yesterday.
while we're on the topic, after my grandma passed last year, it was asked around the family who wanted Grandpa's CD collection. I took Grandpa's CD collection, and half of it is Frank, an
Based
old
because
old
you're the one person that would probably have appreciated it.
right, and half of his stuff is what you would think an old school Italian would listen to, and other stuff, and even Grandpa was very eclectic as far as his musical taste, even up to like Leanne Rhymes, which is like '90s.
Yeah. No, that's the thing is music was always there for me. I listened to a lot of Rush, Sam, because we didn't have access to necessarily personal music everywhere. And when I was at
Right.
work or with my grandfather, I've told this before, listening to Rush with my grandfather from as early as I can remember. And then so at work, it was like if you put on the rock station, the old ladies that complain. If you put on the pop station, I want to blow my brains out. So we settle on either Opie and Anthony for a while, or but they were in the afternoon anyway. And then in the morning it was either Howard Stern or Rush. But for the longest, for years, Sam, they were not at the same time. So you could listen to both because they were the two most popular shows.
The thing that was wild to me that you said was at one point Rush was too controversial, and the Alex Jones was more acceptable as far as like what you could listen to. It was either you or someone else told me.
Yeah, because if you're listening to Alex Jones, it's like reading weekly world news.
Right.
It's not completely serious, and everybody always knew that. It's kind of funny with the lawsuit that all of a sudden they're pretending that Alex Jones was never joking ever once.
Well, right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. The perception has completely changed. Like
Rush was controversial because nobody was saying he was being disingenuous.
Well,
he was saying what he actually believed, and what Rush was saying, we now know how controversial it is because Trump is enacting it right now.
Yeah, he was also
government waste and corruption, Sam. How long have you heard Rush go on and on about this? Imagine if he lived to see Doge, Sam.
Oh,
he would cry.
That man's got to be clapping in his grave.
I follow his brother David on Twitter, David Limbaugh. David tweeted recently that
also Bo Snerdly's a good follow on Twitter too. Sorry, Sam. Go ahead.
Oh yes. He follows me actually. I don't think he tweets. He doesn't tweet back very much. But but the other day he
also doesn't follow very many people, so
no, he doesn't. But David tweeted out the other day that Rush would have been shocked but also thrilled by Elon Musk coming around because Rush used to criticize and people want to kind of whitewash this now, but I mean Elon used to be he was a liberal darling up until
Rush would have said the Elon getting all that money from the Obama administration was every bit as fucking wasteful as some of the things Doge is cutting. That money that got given to Tesla, by the way, people don't know this, is what made Tesla the electric vehicle manufacturer. They were one of the few people from that Solyndra deal, the famous Solyndra awful deal.
Yeah.
They all wasted their money and stole it, essentially. And Elon actually did the thing that he was the one, right? So he made money. They invested in him. and Tesla, and it made money. But
Yeah.
never forget that, Obama directly passed a bill that funded the largest bit of funding Tesla ever had. That's not to say that would Tesla have gotten as huge without them? Probably not, but you can't say for certain. But definitely, government money has helped Elon get to where he is for sure. He's aware of that, though. And so with all of that context, to bring it right back to what you were talking about, Sam, Rush was very critical of him for taking that money in the first place, for being buddy-buddy with the Obamas and like Jay-Z and Beyonce and all those. And Rush was super critical of that.
Yeah, and so David was saying that he probably would have been thrilled and also kind of shocked that Elon has become.
He would have said to keep an eye on him. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Rush said the same thing I kind of say. If somebody voted for Obama twice, that's a little sus.
Yeah.
You're like, honestly, and I say this as no disrespect to anybody, but if you voted for Obama twice, you're kind of a sucker. And the reason is this. In 2008, when he ran, voting for him completely makes sense to me because he promised to end the two wars. He not only didn't do that, he escalated them.
Yeah.
If you talk about the student loan crisis, he created that. Almost him and Bush exclusively created that.
Yeah.
Interesting. Student loans is a dirty word amongst Republicans. Look, student loan debt is a thing we're going to have to address. The voting majority are millennials now, and a lot of this is their primary issue next to immigration and crime for a lot of them in the economy.
Yeah, well, and then I was also going to say though, it's funny that Obama pledged to fix quote unquote America's broken healthcare system, and yet as I found out in my adult life, and as Mort knows, I mean it's way worse under Obama.
I'm not going to speculate for certain, okay, guys. But if Obamacare had been the law of the land when both of you were born, the odds of you being here today would be much, much lower. Tell me if I'm wrong.
You are not wrong.
You're not wrong at all.
Right. Yeah. I think we
would have been pushed towards MAID.
Yeah, exactly. There's this myth that Obamacare somehow is like the start of the healthcare system, because people don't want to talk about what was before that. But what was before that was basically nothing. And this idea that the insurance companies would squeeze everybody and screw everybody, it's the exact opposite. You regulated the shit in so that they can do that. Obamacare was written by insurance company lawyers.
They even admitted that, like, openly, and nobody.
Well, the lawyer that originally wrote it for Mitt Romney, and it's Massachusetts. It's Romney Care. And
right.
I'm not gonna lie, okay? If you're in a blue state right now, what I have in Massachusetts is better than what you have, and that's because we had an extra 10 years on top of you to fix some of the problems with it. But it's still the same thing, and it still sucks. It's still like objectively worse than when there was no Obamacare because Bush was president. I specifically remember paying $32 a month for a Cadillac style insurance. And I was a single 20-year-old or 19-year-old guy with dental and all that shit. It was $30-something a month, Sam. Obamacare came in. Who pays $30-something a month for a Cadillac healthcare plan? Audience, if you're out there, if you can hear my voice right now, please tell me. If you have a Cadillac plan, what do you pay for it? And is it more than $30-something a month? Because that's what I used to pay for it. I'm sure I could go get the stubs, the pay stubs that say it. If I really, really dug, if I really wanted to, I could get the pay stubs to prove for a fact that I paid $32 a month for full healthcare coverage from anything, Sam. And then Obamacare happened.
No, I believe
because Ted Kennedy. You remember why Ted Kennedy died, and we had to pass it in his honor because he was the lion of the Senate. He was a rapist and a murderer.
Yeah. He everyone anytime you bring up
No shame
Chapel,
on Bobby Kennedy Jr., okay, but Ted was a fucking scumbag.
yeah. No, anytime I bring up
Chappaquiddick.
Chappaquiddick,
Yeah.
Dems give me a dirty look. So,
Not to mention the Martha's Vineyard Beach where he watched his nephew rape a girl and jerked off.
yeah.
Gross, right? Yeah. Fuck Ted Kennedy. I don't care if he's dead. It's the same thing. I say fuck John McCain. People get mad. Fuck that warmonger. You know, I went to 2 funerals because of John McCain and his warmongering. Maybe he can suck a dick.
I mean,
maybe my boy John would be here if not for John McCain's big fucking mouth, huh?
I know vets who have committed suicide because of that war.
Oh God, that's a whole nother layer. I'm thinking the ones that just died in war, and you're right. There's a whole nother layer of guys who are fucked up, and then there's another layer of guys that killed themselves because they're fucked up. Because you sent them into a war that we didn't need to fight.
I don't know.
Explain to them why, please.
I mean, 27 veteran suicides, and you can say, "Oh, Sam, that's not the exact number." Well, yeah, that might not be the exact number, but that's the average, and that is still unacceptable. I mean, 27.
We owe our men and women better, and let's be real, it's men. It's mostly men.
Yeah.
If this country owes any demographic anything, it's our men and women of the military. We should be bending over fucking backwards, doing fucking goddamn backflips to make sure those guys are mentally and physically okay. Even above Sam and I, we should be taking care of our veterans.
I want them all home.
Yeah,
same.
I want them home. They can fight the cartel. Like they're good at fighting. So like totally, I could see a use for those skills here at home.
I agree.
It's funny that you say that because
plug the book.
Some of those themes might come in into Night of the Vigilante, available March 25th, which by the way is also the 17th anniversary of my podcasting career.
And we're gonna have a sick little commercial before next week. I promise, Sam. It's been dragging out. Look, man, I passed out. Corned beef, dude. Corned beef and cabbage. I don't know if you've experienced a corned beef and cabbage coma. Sam?
I have. I had mine.
That's why I
Sunday.
missed the Monday show. That's why I owe you a rain check. You know, your Monday show is more talking to people about like their books and what inspires them and the process, right? I'll offer you this. I'll talk about all that shit you were trying to squeeze out of Tim, like where I started. We'll talk about old school origin shit. You, me. That'll be a Monday show at some point when you need somebody. If you got an author, though, they go first, or like anybody important.
Yeah, I think you and I did that a few years ago when I first met you, but it has been a while. Moore and I sat through because people were requesting it. Moore and I sat through the Charlie Kirk and Gavin Newsom podcast, and I apologize, Moore. I should not have subjected you to that. But
Sam,
no apologies needed, Sam.
Well, I would like to retract my apology. See, I woke up and was like, oh my God. I messaged Sam and I was like, Sam, I'm so sorry. I've been working a lot and I had too much corned beef and I passed out. Completely forgot about that. I felt bad. I said, I'm sorry. You was about to make me watch that? Apology retracted.
I decided to make people watch that because you weren't here. I was assuming we were just gonna bullshit and I was gonna talk how you and Maxine have been playing The Sims 4.
Yeah, that's been funny.
And
I gotta do another like surprise-o stream. I got a couple ideas. We need like 3 hours and we can get that 30-hour fucking mark, right? And I keep forgetting because I'm busy.
yeah,
Dad life, yo. And now I'm working on, well, your trailer is gonna be, you know, not just me, because she's working on the trailer too. We got a collaboration on this trailer commercial for your book, Sam, because it's so important. Because, like you said, 17 years podcasting. Sam, what other hobbies do you have besides that?
I've been writing I've been writing for equally as long. I've been published for I think 10 years now, technically. So and then as a day job, I do like editing for bloggers, but that's not as much fun always. Sometimes it is, but not always.
He likes the weekends.
Where
you can party.
So
with that PCP.
Yeah.
And some floppy dongs.
Nah. I mean the PCP is one thing, but you know.
Hey. Have you ever taken PCP and looked at some floppy dongs before?
Well, you know what, with the PCP, they're never floppy. So, and also, I did not kick anybody off. Rumble did that for everyone.
I have returned.
Shit got way too real for Rumble for a second there.
I know it kicked both you and Mortheous off at the same time. That was hilarious.
No more joke. You can joke about PCP and you can joke about floppy wieners, but when the two meet, Rumble
you can't
says,
joke about
no,
PCP
no.
on floppy wieners.
Why I was gonna say on PCP the wieners aren't floppy anymore.
Well, they flop into another plane of existence beyond floppiness.
I guess.
Flaming homos and talking about floppy dicks, please. Thank you.
Never.
He started it.
Talking about flaming homos, Maxine.
Have you ever seen meatspin.com, Sam?
Unfortunately.
Speaking about flaming homos, the one thing that you guys might be interested in is involving the DSP situation earlier. DSP held up this picture of Andy and PPP in the same pose as Chad Kroger in the photograph meme.
I think the best content that PPP and DSP could provide for me personally would be a sumo wrestling match.
I'd be good with that.
I think that would be good. You know, it seems PPP stopped. Like Andy had the fight where he got his ass kicked, but I actually feel like PPP might be an advantage in a sumo contest because he's like 800 pounds.
No. I've got it here. Here's the matchup.
And DSP's like only like 300 pounds. So
PPP and DSP do a weight loss challenge.
Winner sues their wife. Never mind.
Winner gets cat.
What was that for?
I don't even know, man.
Oh, that was a bullseye, dude.
It hit me in the nose.
I felt that one.
It was just a roll of toilet paper.
The birdies are kind of cute though, so I get used to it. They go tweet, tweet, tweet.
Yeah.
You don't get the birdies?
No, I get the X.
Yeah, the X's are classic too. Conversely, you might get stars as well. But I get the birdies.
Oh God! Don't.
One of them looks like Tweety Bird, and he looks at me and he's like, "You dumbass."
Don't give Elon any more ideas. He's gonna change the logo to the stars.
You're right.
Back.
He hangs on my every word, so I should be careful.
That's
true, Sam. Did you know this? Elon Musk, huge Maxan fanboy.
I did actually.
It's kind of pathetic, actually. You know. My DMs is full of like, "Hey, do you want to get this crypto?" I'm like, "No, Elon, I don't want to do crypto." And he's like, "Oh, yes, but would you like this crypto?" And I'm like, "No, Elon, I don't want your crypto." And then I go on YouTube and it's like, "Hey, this is Elon Musk. I'm selling this crypto. You should buy it." And I'm like, "No, Elon, I don't want your crypto. Stop stalking me. I don't like you like that."
My favorite is the Trump NFT ones where it's like you can get Melania Trump's exclusive NFT and be a part of White House history, and it's like I already am a part of history. I voted for the man 3 times. How much more history can you get?
You could have him roast you.
I'll vote.
You can vote for him a 4th time just because.
You know what?
I'm gonna write Trump in whether he runs or not from now. Even when he dies, I'm just gonna write in Donald Trump. I mean, unless a Republican or any candidate, I'm not even limited to Republican. Unless a candidate can grab my attention, I'm just gonna write in Trump because he's obviously better.
That would be the most Maxan thing. That would be the most Maxan thing ever.
I'm just gonna vote for Trump until I die or somebody better comes along.
What if Barron were to run?
3 deep, man. And we're 2 for 3. That's not bad. And we're actually 3 for 3, but we'll let that slide.
No, we are 3 for 3. Fuck it. I got banned on YouTube for saying we were 3 for. Well, for saying we were 2 for 2 at the time. But damn it, we're 3 for 3.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, that was one hilarious. So everyone wants to talk about Charlie Kirk going on Gavin Newsom's podcast. That's not even the most entertaining one, though. The most entertaining one
But hold on, before we move on. Do you think they fucked though?
I
say yes.
Yes. I don't
but
want
who's bottom and who's top.
I think after the conversation they took a trip to the bathroom.
I would agree. But no, what's funny the best episode though was
Congrats, though. They seem like a cute couple. Go on, Sam. I'm sorry.
The best one though was when Gavin had Steve Bannon on his podcast.
Now that's a cute couple.
And Steve Bannon said directly to Gavin Newsom, and by the way, the 2020 election was stolen, and Trump won, and Gavin was like, "Wait, what?" And Bannon was like, "Yeah, you heard me,
bitch."
And you I saw Gavin short circuit, right?
Gavin was like, "Yes, master."
And yet somehow his podcast is still up, even though he had an election denier.
Sam, isn't it funny that I made the joke that somebody should make a podcast gay pornography, and Gavin Newsom did it? I think he owes me royalties.
Yes.
Because his podcast so far has been pure gay pornography.
Whoa, well, yeah. Well, then just today he had Tim Walls. So yeah, I think he does.
Yeah, he's
I think
balls to the walls, baby.
I think he does owe you royalties.
His name is Gavin. If that doesn't tell you he's a homosexual, nothing will.
You know what? I can't even argue with that.
No, you can't, because the other Gavin put a banana in his butt.
Oh my God.
He's not joking either, actually. The other Gavin did in fact do that. And then
No.
and then he abandoned the Proud Boys.
He called it a comedic bit to put a banana in his butt.
Yeah, he also made out with Milo.
That's right.
To fight Islamophobia.
I will say it was funny when he tried to make Kanye.
I mean, it can be. Putting banana in your butt can be comedy. Nobody said comedy had to be funny.
That's true. I mean, stuff in people's butts can be very funny.
It can be, just not
my butt. But I mean, yours would be kind of funny, Sam, I think. It depends on what and how it happens, right? Like, imagine this. Hold on. Imagine this. If Sam is rolling down in his wheelchair and he goes down a hill and he falls and then the rail kind of goes right in his... That would be pretty funny.
That
I would check on him. I'd make sure he's okay. But it would be funny.
That would be.
She gonna threaten to shove my fucking clipboard up my butt, so
now, folks, I saw that.
Tweety birds. This is funny.
What you guys don't see, but what I can see is like I see an arm standing out to the side, and that arm is just waiting for my host here to say something stupid. You see?
Yeah, but the only other thing I get is no reaction. There's no in between. I get nothing.
Well,
complete silence.
You
know what it's like when you're trying to write jokes, and the reaction is either death, like nothing, no reaction at all, or violence. Ow! There's no in between, Sam. And it doesn't matter the quality of the joke either, because it just matters what mood she's in. If she's in violence mood, it's going to be violence. If she's in I'm not listening to you mood, it's going to be no response at all. Or if she doesn't want me to get to her. I'm not just trolling her on stream. This is a lifestyle.
Every fucking day.
Yeah, so and my son does it. I'm a proud pop. Ow!
Yeah. You fucking pissed me off with that.
That's not my fault. That's God's fault. He definitely loves to troll his mother and me, but mostly her. It's about 70-30. Yeah. Except it's less effective on me when he does, and then when he gets to her, because he drives her up a fucking wall. It's really good. It's like when you're playing a video game and you get to the like The Sims or RimWorld or something, and or Factorio is a great example, and you get to the point where basically everything's automated itself to where you don't have to do anything. That's what my son trolling my wife is like.
So he's learned then, basically.
I'm not sure how much is learned and how much is
He's
just
learned from the
natural.
master.
He's better than me because he gets away with more.
Because all he has to do is put on that cute little boy smile and he wins.
Yes, but everybody's like, this is the trouble. People don't understand. Everybody's like, my kid is cute, so you can't take that. It's bias. And then especially when they're little, everybody's like, oh well, every little. He's 9 and he charms the pants off of, not literally, but like almost to the point that it's a little unnerving. Every woman in the world, it doesn't matter what her age is, she's fucking 60.
Wait until he's a teenager and dating.
Ow! Shut up, Mort! Don't bring up things that I'm gonna get hit for that haven't happened yet.
Little Max is gonna be a ladies' man.
Wait until
He's got multiple girlfriends drawing him pictures.
Wait until he gets into his 20s, and then he meets Uncle Sam, and Uncle Sam, and shares.
He's gonna tax him. Is gonna tax him. And
they're gonna go lady fishing.
You bastard! You just trying to get me hit over here? You should hit him.
No, I mean,
which one, you or me?
And the whole world loves
the question is how many girlfriends is Little Max gonna have?
You get hit.
They
guess.
It would.
I don't even know what he said. How am I gonna get hit for it?
I know.
He's getting hit in the head.
I know. It would be a real shame if your son turns out to be a Liv Morgan fan. I would absolutely.
He likes Bianca. He likes Liv Morgan. He likes Raquel, because she's big and beats people up. It's funny because he's less interested in a lot of the men's matches these days, but that's fair because a lot of the women's matches they put a lot more effort into it. But again,
he's a growing boy.
Ow! Fuck you!
In Little Max's defense, I see what he's looking for.
He likes the women's Royal Rumble. That was a fun one. We watched that.
Hashtag jiggle physics.
He was rooting for Liv Morgan. True.
Again, hashtag jiggle physics.
You're just trying.
That's because they said it twice.
I has the concussions. It's on yours. Thing. What's on your shoulders, man?
Jiggle physics.
It's on your jizzle physics.
Oh, you deserve that one. You said it.
Oh, I said jizzle physics. That's worse. That's the physics of liquid.
That's private
physics. Ow! I wonder if games have jizzle physics yet.
First Descendants, but yes.
Did you know, Sam? There's a platform for games more popular on PC than Steam, and I don't remember what it's called, but it's the porn game thing. I don't remember the name of it, but
and I don't know. I don't know what that was.
I'm not even surprised.
You know that.
Well, because I was looking at the financials on them, and it was wild that there's a company bigger than Steam.
Oh my god, that's like saying you read Playboy for the articles.
The woman that did the fucking article about it or whatever.
I actually do mostly.
Oh, look, I believe him if he would just say that. You?
Sam likes the titties. Let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
Who doesn't like the titties?
Boy.
That's true too. I really like titties. Excuse me.
God, oh my God. Manners.
For the homies. Yo.
What's it? What's it at the rate he's getting bonked? It's going to be 3 cripples on the show.
That's right. Because I smoked a blunt and that fucked me up. I don't usually do this. When's the last time I drank anything?
Well, okay, so cerebral
New Year's.
So cerebral palsy is brain damage, but I'm pretty sure, Mac, that this one you have more brain damage than I do getting hit. Just by getting hit.
Oh no, this is fine. This doesn't bother me at all. It was all the punching in the head when I did like fighting and stuff. That brained my damage.
That was way before he met me.
Yeah. She liked the guy with all the brain damage, already. I know.
Because Maxine was like, I can fix him.
Yeah, but you can't fix brain damage.
I quickly realized there was no fixing that.
There's something you liked, though. Maybe it was my delightful Irish smile. And my charm. Sam, do you know this? Have you heard about this? Have you seen this?
I mean, I've got Irish charm too.
Yeah, but brain damage or not, you have not been hit in the head nearly as many times.
Probably not, although I have taken a few really bad headers without a helmet.
Oh, yeah, kid. Bad headers. Man, that's when you got to kick that bitch out. Be like, fuck off with this bad header shit. Learn how to suck a dick, ho. Sorry, Sam. I'm gonna shut up now.
Okay. The one time I don't make a horny joke.
I go all in on it. Yeah. That's what works.
And then when more and I do, you try and
shame you into fucking. Yes, I'm Catholic, Sam. Contradictions is part of the fucking. Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, a good Catholic boy.
You're supposed to go to heaven, and you do so by not wanking it so much, you fucking heathen.
What? Hey, listen, it's not my fault that
you ain't murdering, you ain't stealing, you ain't fucking, you know what I mean? You're honoring your mom, your fucking dad. You have some arguments, but you still honor them, right? The only thing is you got to quit the wanking.
It's not my fault that Liv Morgan dresses up as a Catholic.
Don't even. As a Catholic schoolgirl, you say, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where did this ever happen? Hold on, before you hit me, let them tell me when she ever dressed up like a Catholic schoolgirl, because I watch wrestling. And so did she. When did Liv Morgan dress up as a Catholic schoolgirl? I've seen her. She wears like the 80s. Like
Pixar, it didn't happen.
Yeah, Pixar, it didn't happen.
Okay.
I get beat if it does happen. But I'm against
I will post it on the line.
It might. Okay. It might not
also,
be.
Also, you know why?
Ooh, it might not have been. What was that, Sam?
It might not have been Catholic per se, but she had one of those she had like one of those Catholic schoolgirl dresses.
Oh my fucking god! Okay, hold up.
He remembers this one outfit.
Shut the fuck up. Just
2 weeks ago, or what?
Shut the fuck up, Samuel. Just because a girl is wearing one of the plaid skirts does not mean that it has anything to do with it. I swear to God, I will hurt you. Does not mean it has anything to do with
No way. No way. Hold on. Holy shit. Hold on.
I swear to God, I will pop your tires. Like, just stop.
Mine are solid tires. Haha. Yes, I am looking for pictures.
No, goth chicks wear fucking plaid skirts too, okay? It's got nothing to do with the Catholic school door thing. That is you being a horny, kinky little fucker and liking girls to dress like Catholic schoolgirls because, like, that's what you're into.
No.
You know, you should play Honey.
No, I'm literally looking up Liv Morgan Catholic schoolgirl.
Hold on.
God.
Hold on. I want to say this. I've always vocally, she knows this, preferred the style, or at least in the past couple months, of Raquel Rodriguez emulating Big Daddy Cool Diesel. She looks like a badass that will rip your fucking head off.
That is true.
If Liv Morgan ever gives anybody sweet chin music, I will think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they've been leaning into it that it's like Diesel and Sean. So Liv has to give sweet chin music at some point. That would be dope.
That would be
and
cool.
Also that means they gotta break up, and Raquel gotta beat her ass.
Yeah. See, there's always something that I have to look forward to with this, and that's that once again, Liv's gonna get her ass beat, and it's gonna be so fun to watch. Liv,
I'll say this though.
Watching it.
My bias is different than hers. I'm definitely biased towards both the Portuguese chicks, which is Raquel, right? Mm-hmm. And Stephanie Vaquer in NXT, who is now the NXT Women's Champion, as well as the North American Champion. And she does like the Dark Angel with the horns and all that.
The one that I like that I
match.
By the way, you pointed out her wedgie in that match. I just want to point out that
it was not a wedgie.
Somebody else pointed it out too, and she made a point to say that it was part of the design of the.
Yeah, it was actually like a thong.
It's just a thong, yeah.
Yeah.
We just debated this.
I realized that shortly, seeing her in a few more moves. I was like, oh no, okay, it's a thong design.
You might be surprised to know this, Sam, but we can debate the women's attire without me getting hit all the time because I'm not a pervert. Mm-hmm. But I feel like you would make that not possible.
No, I'm still waiting for those pictures, by the way.
Yeah.
Say that it might have just been a plaid skirt. I want to see the picture then.
All right.
See how close it is to a.
Well, let's get some predictions. You guys like your women's wrestling? Who you got? Charlotte, Tiffany. Let's go.
Probably.
Shut up.
Probably Tiffany. Probably Tiffany.
Mort.
Are you high?
Mort, do you got Tiffany or Charlotte if you're with us, sir? If you're not, if you're on the moon fighting Nazis, that's acceptable. I'm obviously going to go with the Queen. Woo!
Yeah.
What?
Tiffany or Charlotte? WrestleMania. All the tits on the line.
Oh my God.
The Women's Championship.
Reluctantly, Charlotte.
There you go.
Reluctantly.
Yeah, she's pro Charlotte, which is interesting because she's always been very anti Charlotte. And that's true. That's legit.
Because they're going to give Charlotte 15 times.
Also, we wanted to see Rhea versus Charlotte again. Like that was a great match, and I wanted
to see that again.
I'm not excited about this triple.
That is not a Catholic girl outfit. That is a
punk rock fucking outfit with the fucking anti type shirt, and you motherfuckers know nothing.
I was gonna say that's a punk rock outfit myself. As soon as I saw it.
Okay, yeah, it's true.
Punk rock. Hold on.
I'm sorry.
Punk rock skirt, to be fair to those guys and everybody else, is sort of like a subversion of the trope of the Catholic schoolgirl uniform.
Yes,
Thank you.
But it's meant in her. She's trying to dress like this is the whole thing with Judgment Day. If you guys don't see it, she's trying to dress like a fish out of water with the cool kids.
Oh yeah,
she makes the point of it. And the fact that my wife agrees with me and that I've noticed this means that I'm probably more observant about this than I even thought.
Yeah.
Because she wears those, instead of, they're all wearing leather jackets, she wears denim.
I've noticed that.
Before she lost the title, she would be wearing leather. But
right.
Since all that loss, now so like
also she's basically in a similar position to Jackie on that 70s show with Kelso.
Yeah.
Also that is a legit bad looking bruise too.
Dude, this is the other thing is my wife has even gained respect for her for how bad of beatings she's been taking.
Oh yeah.
That absolutely. Hair whip was brutal. And the one where she took a header, she got kicked in the fucking head by Dakota Kai, I think it was, while Raquel was like swinging her.
Yeah, her face got busted open.
Yeah, that was fucked up. And
mad respect.
Yeah, she just gets up. Joe in the chat says Charlotte's gonna lose a Mania. It looks like we got like a split among our. Okay. Let's talk something different, Sam. Mort's dipped out for the moment, so we'll get predictions this way. Since WrestleMania is a few weeks away, we can't predict everything. But in the main event,
Mort's back.
Hold on. Oh, yeah, Mort's back. Good. We can get predictions. In the main event. Jey Uso. Yeet. Versus Gunther. Not Yeet. No Yeet. Who you got, Sam?
Jey Uso.
Yeet. Mort.
Jey Uso, and also I've tagged all three of you in hashtag Catholic Schoolgirl Liv Morgan.
Yeet. What's chat say? I can't read it.
Joe says Cena versus Rhodes.
Well, what we're doing the second one first. Who you got? Gunther versus main event Jey Uso.
You know I say Jay.
Yeet. We got a clean sweep. All right, hold on.
Oh, by the way, wasn't a Catholic schoolgirl.
Yeet. I can't see, Sam. I still can't. I'm blind. Holy shit, what did you do? Oh, I see you. You're beautiful.
I'm like, stop.
Anyway, yeet. We got main event Jey Uso, clean sweep. Except Joe Fish in chat says Gunther gonna win. So he's a no yeet. I don't know. Yeet. I'm saying yeet. Obviously. Cena.
Oh God.
Cena versus Cody Rhodes.
That one's hard for me.
17 times Cena.
Oh my God. That chant was phenomenal.
I've been chanting John Cena sucks so long, I switched to Let's Go Cena side, and then he told me he was breaking up with me. And I'm like, we ain't never dated, John. What are you, gay?
Yes, he is. Well, dude, he sold out to China, dude. That's pretty gay.
Hold on, though. I booed him in Boston mercilessly. There's evidence of this. I'm one of the.
Hang on.
Hold on,
Max.
son.
You booed him in Boston?
Oh yeah, multiple times. Yeah. So let me explain. I have a really big, loud mouth.
Oh yes.
My wife can attest.
Shocker.
And so when there's a crowd of people, whether it be 100, 1,000, 10,000, you can almost certainly guarantee my voice will carry above them all. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me where I'm spitting lies.
I honestly, if you know your voice and you listen to something and you're on it, and like Sam, like you know his voice. If you were to listen to it, you'd be like, "Holy shit, I can hear Max."
Yeah, there's all kinds of shit you can hear me yelling, like videos of someone. Like you can actually, there's video at Woodstock where you can kind of hear me yelling at 15. Woodstock 99.
Okay, yeah.
That was wild, man.
Yeah, I was gonna
There's
say
War
Acid 90.
concerts. There's the Gathering of the Juggalos 2002 DVD. Whether you get the one of the concert where the camera just zooms in on me for about a minute while I'm being loud, or whether you get the Seminar DVD where the camera also zooms in on me because I'm chanting really loud. Either version, I'm on that.
It's true.
I'm curious what
And
a
I mean,
seminar version would look like.
how many
Is that
music videos am I in? I know me and you are in at least 2.
Yeah.
I'm in like 10 for sure.
Yeah, because a lot of the ones are like people, they take footage from concerts and stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
You're just always, they focus on you for some reason.
Yeah, I stand out in the crowd. I'm in hate breed videos. I'm in necro
I mean,
videos.
dude, Jay.
I'm in
literally-
ICP videos. I'm in low
Violent
key.
Jay
Yeah, because-
sat there and sprayed you in the face with that squirt gun at the Beach Boy
Yeah.
barbecue like the entire fucking time.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. Hey, you meet people, you know, you have a good time. You treat people like I always try and treat people as I meet them, you know, as an equal. And not as like either sucking up to them trying to get something out of them. A lot of celebrities, that's what it really is they can sense right away that I'm not trying to grift somebody. I'm not trying to be like, oh, why don't you help me produce my play, bro? I'm just like, oh my God, it's an honor to, you know, meet you. It's cool working with you, whatever it might be.
I think that's why a lot of the you know, authors and other public figures that, you know, we've had on the show and I've had on the show like coming on, it's not even that I suck up to them. I'm just like, hey man, I'm, you know, or woman, I'm curious about your story.
And I don't even like to blow people up, but like, it's not even a secret. Like Casey Howell, Andrew Nelson, they share the show because they actually do watch it. And like, yo, shout out to you guys.
Yeah, okay.
That's so cool to me. Especially, it's like I told Andrew, was like, I've been a fan of his novels for a very long time before this happened. So that's wild to me that he appreciates like our commentary, our humor, you know, and all the amazing guests you've had on. It's been a wild ride. Like I said, I'll come in, I'll fill in. Just make sure you don't have anybody else that week, right? Because you've been having guests stacked. And we'll talk about roots. We'll talk about, you know, we'll get into like artistic stuff that we don't get into on the show, basically. I think would be fun, right?
Yeah,
Our history, each, what draws us, what drives us. I think that's things that we don't really talk about here as much.
Yeah, well, you know,
usually just having a good time drinking it.
If you want to, you know, if you want to ask me questions about podcasting too, I mean, I don't know. I only know of like one other person who is like, besides you, who's like really in depth. But speaking of podcasting, RIP to Blog Talk Radio. They shut down like after 15 years.
You can't have been around podcasting without coming across them to some degree. And that is a major loss to like podcasting history for sure.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest,
nobody was using it. I'm not like I mean, if you were like RIP, that sucks for you, but you should have moved on a long time ago. But like,
yeah,
the point is like historically, yeah, you got your start over there, didn't you? I know. Yeah, I know. Tim, you had Tim on. He definitely got his start on Blog Talk.
Yeah,
the wrestling podcast I did was on Blog Talk at one point.
Yeah, I mean,
old school homie Asa J got to start on Blog Talk too. That's how Tim and Asa met each other, and then later I met those guys. So yeah, like Blog Talk was a special thing in a place and time. It was
that.
So did you archive the Blog Talk shows that you did, or?
Yeah. Well, I had archived them a long time ago. In fact,
I kind of figured you moved on a long time ago.
Well, in fact, that's the platform. You know, when like everyone wants to talk about, you know, that was where I interviewed Ben Shapiro. I think that was one of the biggest interviews on the platform at one point. And people are like, why does that?
We poured out a little for the homie Blog Talk Radio, dog. All right, go ahead. Sorry, Sam.
People are like, well, why does it sound like you're talking on a phone line when you're talking to Ben? And it's like, well, yeah, because we were. And what gets me, Max, is even if you signed for like the premium plan, you still had to like use the phone.
So check it. I never used Blog Talk, okay? But how I came across Tim and Shmooly and Asa J, as I mentioned, and those others, was sort of via Blog Talk, because Chris Cantwell had a Blog Talk show. Originally, it was called Some Garbage Podcast. And I came across it, and it was funny, right? Because this was when Christopher Cantwell was an anarchist, like a libertarian anarchist, and before he went full Nazi. And so, like, the community there was pretty cool. And I met all those guys because they did what they called the after show, where they let the audience basically call in and all chit chat. And I just watched that. I watched Cantwell's show, Some Garbage Podcast, and then I watched the after show, which was much more fun because they were discussing all kinds of, like philosophy, metaphysics, whatever it was on a given day, right? You could just go all in on it. You could say whatever you want. There was really no rules. It was just an open discussion, and that was so awesome to me. But there was this one guy that would hog the floor, right? Kenji. And
oh yeah, I remember Tim mentioning him.
He even made up his own sort of religious philosophy called ego utilitarianism. And it is basically saying that evolution is God, but God's not real, but evolution has a will, and the will is whatever he decides it is. Kenji. And I got so sick of hearing that shit. And he would belittle people for not having like academic credentials and things. And then I came on, I found my mic.
So he was kind of like Stefan Molyneux that way.
Yeah, and we made fun. There's an interesting, I wish I could find it. Kenji, this guy I'm talking about that made me start doing this shit, called into Stefan Molyneux.
That's probably where I've heard of it. That's probably where
I argued about objective versus subjective.
God, that's the same guy then?
Yeah.
Oh my. Yeah.
The title of the podcast was Objective versus Subjective Brain Asplodes. It was one of Stefan Molyneux's biggest ones because it wasn't even about like actually Kenji's arguments. This is the trick about Kenji. His arguments were good, not foolproof and not correct necessarily, but good, right? But he misses because he's autistic as fuck. He misses like the personable factor. So like what I would do in these debates is I would talk to the audience essentially. Even when I'm talking to him, I'm essentially trying to explain everything to the audience to win them over.
That's how you do in radio.
And yeah, exactly. I come from a radio background. Well, he comes from a debate background, so he's trying to argue with me.
Right.
And I made a fool of him consistently to the point. There's actually the most hilarious moment of any of this, Sam, and I think it's still out there on YouTube. Pod Awful Jesse shows up in one of our chats. And he instantly realizes, like he's trying to fuck with us, right? He instantly realizes that KK kind of is like the out man in the room. And you know how Jesse is, so he immediately tries to like back up the out guy, right? The weirdo. And then the first thing KK does is start trying to justify pedophilia. And Jesse... From Pod Awful, Jesse is just like, never mind. I take back that this guy was cool. What the fuck is he on about? Also, fun fact, Shmooly is in that clip. He calls Jesse something. If you I'm not gonna even spoil it though. If you know, you know.
Yeah, and I do know.
Yeah, but that's when I met Jesse. Actually, that's when because he came and invaded us, and he made me laugh.
Shout out to Jesse. He's Pod Alpha Comics is a thing.
Well, why not?
Now.
When what's his face? Eric July's making all that money. Why shouldn't Jesse? Jesse has a lot of comic book like ish shit.
Yeah, he does.
Henchman, man. Look, I am not a henchman. I just want to be clear. Like, we've talked about Pod Awful. And so for those in the know, I'm not a henchman. I don't go doing stuff for Jesse to create content. I am a valued cult member, though.
Yeah, we both are.
Yeah. I am a pizza funder. I think Jesse's does the funniest show on the internet, and I think anybody show me something funnier then. Except for this show, Sam. Except for this show.
Yeah.
This is way funnier.
Yeah, I would say some of our bits are pretty funny.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing is I'll wear my influence on my sleeves about a lot of things, right? We talk about Rush Limbaugh, a lot of 90s, like, irreverent pop culture humor. Like, where do I get my sense of humor from, Sam? Well, might be some strange sources that you've never heard of. Are you familiar with the band Green Jelly, Sam?
I feel like I've heard of Green Jelly.
They were originally known as Green Jello till they got sued by the Gelatin Corporation.
That's hilarious.
And they did, their most famous song was like a rock and roll Three Little Pigs. But their first album, they didn't release it as an album. They released it as a VHS tape with a video for every song, and they were all kind of like terrible, awful, but also awesome. That's the kind of thing where my humor stems from. Or the Jerky Boys. You did Jerky Boys?
Oh,
anybody?
Yeah,
Mort?
yeah, of course.
Mort, you're a New York guy, Mort. Jerky Boys?
Yep.
Yeah, you're my age too, so you definitely were listening to that shit when it was like real, when it was like new, right?
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah, Jerky Boys, man! You want to talk about prank calls? You will never be funnier than. So I'm a dancer, and what I do is I get up on stage and I pull large pieces of furniture out of my ass. The people love this. And then what I do is I bring a monkey up on stage, and then I just beat the monkey into oblivion. The crowd seems to love this. So what I need to know from you is, when are we going to start working? Are we getting this together right now? Let's go, girl. Fucking Jerky Boy. Like, the Jerky Boys, you can't even do that nowadays. I would love, like, nothing more. If there is one type of content I could make and make a living off of and make it my thing, it would be prank phone calls, but you can't even do it anymore. Prank phone calls is my favorite thing in the world, bro.
Because
do you think, Sam, you've worked with me long enough and heard me improv long enough. Do you think I could do a good prank call show?
Oh, you could do a fucking great prank call show.
You can't do it anymore.
Is that because everyone has call ID now, or is it like
Pablo, honey? But I'm gonna rock your world. Yeah, sorry, Joe Fish in the chat. He's a Jerky Boy. That's the thing. Jerky Boys is legit, right? Oh, what are the odds that a bunch of people that find me funny also liked the Jerky Boys, huh?
Yeah, shocker.
Look, I'll bring all my shoes and my glasses, so I have them.
Better than the Lonely Island or whatever that.
Hello, I need a doctor. Yeah, I got hemorrhoids bad. My ass is killing me. I need help, doc. Oh, fuck hell.
Anyway, though,
best shit ever, man.
Anyway, though, anything else on the docket? JFK, nothing burger. We
well, we got Frank.
We got. What did you say, Frank?
Frank Rizzo. Open your fucking ears, Jay. Sorry, Sam. No, I don't know. What else has happened this week? There was a ceasefire in Ukraine. Told you.
More greenies blew up more Teslas, I guess.
Oh yeah, the left is completely terrorism now. That's all they do.
Which is that's really environmentally friendly to blow up Teslas, right? That's that's super environmentally friendly. Great job, guys.
But Sam, it's okay when those fuckers do it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Kick my dog. Sorry. I'm just remembering funny prank calls, Sam. I'm sorry. You know what? This is the thing about Sainides. I don't know how much you are on like malt liquor 40s, Sam, if you're a connoisseur like I am, because I'm from the hood. But Sainides, first of all, once famously promoted in a commercial by Tupac Shakur. Did you know this? Famous Irish poet Tupac Shakur. This is why it's appropriate for St. Paddy's Day. Did you know it was also the favorite drink of another famous Irish poet, Christopher Wallace?
I didn't know.
Famously known under his pen name, the Notorious B.I.G.
Oh yeah, then I did.
Yeah, the famous Irish poet, the Notorious B.I.G.
Well, I mean, I guess Black Irish is a thing. So.
I mean, have you ever met somebody named Wallace who's not Irish?
No.
There you go. Notorious B.I.G. is a famous Irish poet.
Yeah, just as Brooklyn Irish.
Yeah. Where Brooklyn at? I got Sam. I told you I'm celebrating belated St. Paddy's Day the traditional Boston way with a 40 of some malt liquor. Like I said, St. Ides. You know what's the trick? I was trying to say this before and I got sidetracked by the malt liquor. The trick is about malt liquor is it's like 9%. So it's like 3 beers, but they're like heavy ass beers. I used to chug these and then run on a treadmill until I threw up with my friends. It was a trick we did. And the other thing is when it's as empty as this, I have to demonstrate. Hold on. This is some old Irish tradition, Sam, from down from where I'm from, okay? See, you light your blunt. Mm-hmm.
Max is going to pass it on stream, ladies and gentlemen.
Nah. I bought 140. I'm good. I literally bought it as a prop, Sam, as a joke because you drank Guinness. And I'm like, no, this traditional Irish, where I'm from, is 1 St. Ides. I love it because you can tell as much as you drunk by the design in it. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, the little zigzag.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. When you get to the bottom of the zigzag, you've drank about 3 beers. And it's 9% alcohol. So for it is what it is. Anyway, but though, when you get to that part, right down the bottom of the zigzag where I'm at now, what you do, you take your blunt, you get it nice and lit up, like nice and burning, right? And then you take a big ol' rip. Ready? And then you catch some cloud in the... My God. Any questions?
How are you feeling, Max? That's what we want. That's what we want to know.
I'm feeling like I just held a blunt hit in while I chugged like a quarter of 40 of malt liquor.
You're gonna be sleeping well tonight. I can guarantee you that.
Hey, naked. Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was hot today. I wore my like big coat and went for like my normal 5 mile. And I was sweating balls.
Also, something's behind you, I think, and might hit you. I'm not sure though.
No, she's cool. Yeah, the strikeout from Beer Fest. We used to take it with a shot too, but I don't have any hard liquor to do. I would do that too. Yeah. Have you ever taken a strikeout, Sam?
Yeah, I've done that once.
We're gonna have to one day. Me and you and Mort are gonna meet up. I'm gonna teach y'all how to party.
That ought to be fun.
Remember when I gave you your first shotgun? That was fun. Yeah, bong hit, shot, chug a beer in one breath. We used to do that like as a ritual, Sam. Me, my brother, and like our whole crew.
That fucking shotgun in front of all your brother's friends, and I was absolutely mortified.
Oh my god, it's a shotgun though. You just, and for those that don't know, a shotgun is you take the lit blunt like this, you see, like lit, and you put the lit part in your mouth. And then you blow and the other person sucks on it, so they get double.
Yeah, and then you imagine doing that to the girl that you had only been dating for a little while in front of a bunch of other guys. And it's like kind of intimate because that was the first time I even really smoked like a blunt with you guys.
True. Well, I don't know. I used to drink these St. Ides. Like I said, R.I.P. Paulie. Shout out to my boy Paulie. Dialysis Paulie.
Cheers.
And by the way, a stark reminder, don't do opiates, kids. Don't do pills. He did a lot of pills in his teens, and he died in his fucking mid-20s from liver failure. So, yeah, remember that shit.
Yeah.
Take it easy on that shit, bro. I've seen too many people die from opiates, man. I don't know about y'all. I've lost friends. I've lost artists that I was like.
I've lost friends from pain pills in particular.
Wow. Shout out to Deacon D of our church. She's the one that married us. She died sadly of an overdose. I had a couple friends die of overdoses, and then also like artists that I was cool with, like Seth Putnam died of an overdose. Dave Brocky, Odorous Youngers from Guar, died of an overdose. Man, I like 2 years before that, I was sitting with him on a beach drinking beers. You know.
Yeah. Chris,
stay away from them hard drugs, kids.
Chris Cornell allegedly died of an overdose.
Yeah, I mean, well, we could get into the bajillions of other people. I'm just talking about people I knew, you know?
Right.
It's fucked up. From the local deacon right on through to a couple celebrities I met. It's tragic. People get hooked on that shit, and it fucking right to the death, man.
But
sad.
But anyway, well,
That's why we need to fight them cartels. You know, like it'd be amazing if some dude went on like a vengeance campaign again.
It would be.
Wouldn't it be?
It would be even more. It would be equally amazing if we had some DEA agents that actually like wore a poncho like this too.
That should be the standard uniform. is a poncho and a cool
Hell
cowboy.
yeah. I like that idea.
I think they'd be cool with it. They're all up in DC wearing a poncho, like, oh my god, I'm sweating.
Oh yeah.
Still, it's like, no, it's the uniform. You're gonna wear it whether you're on duty or whether you're in the office. You're wearing a poncho, bitch,
And a cowboy hat. So I'm surprised George Bush didn't do that more when he was president. But anyway, starting March 25th, you can pick up Night of the Vigilante in paperback, ebook, and Audible edition too, because the audiobook is done as well. So, but anyway, and we'll be having a show next week for this launch too.
Big ass, amazing, biggest event in the history of Right to Offend Media is the book launch of Night of the Vigilante for Sam Whitfield.
Available soon.
Biggest launch to date. His best novel so far.
And some
it's
some
totally
people,
like, hold that cover up real nice and bright, like right next to your. It's totally not a self-insert on the cover, guys.
No, not at all. I totally did not use Brennan Herrera as an influence either. So. And I totally didn't include some RTO media people in the blurbs as well. So
some Easter eggs for the resourceful audience.
And that's not in this version either. That's in the final version that got uploaded today that nobody has seen yet. So again, if you are able to, you can pre-order the ebook now, but if not, 25th, it's in paperback. So
we're gonna be pushing this hard.
Indeed.
Good work, man. I've been working hard on the commercial. We will be there before the 25th. I promise that.
It ought to be a lot of fun, and we'll have
to give her credit.
Well, well, she deserves a lot of credit. She deserves all of the credit for that clipboard that you've been. I'm not sure if it's a clipboard at this point or a blunt instrument more. I think
it
it's
can
more.
be both. Where is it? It's right there. That's your coffee pot.
Yeah.
In the hall. Yeah, she made Max's top 10s. You know what, Sam? The next list I need to make is I'm gonna make not even a list. I'm gonna do a video of the top 10s because we have more than 10 now.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, top 10 of the top 10.
I'll throw that up on the Rumble channel at some point this week. Top 10. There you go.
So,
yeah, but all the long versions of them because there's a bunch of silly bits in all of them. Sam's a funny motherfucker. He fucking throws me off half the time. I have to fucking stop.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so innocent. Everybody's shocked. Sam. Oh, yeah. You people enable this.
They always underestimate me.
They do. And it enables this bullshit. If you guys only knew. Like, you see the ego he throws on, and he's a little bit aw shucks, but there's a big, look at the smile. See? There's a big ego.
Mm-hmm.
Then the camera turns off, and my God, he's like, I asked for a latte, bitch. Sam be slapping interns. We have to sign NDAs. Pay. It's awful. Sam, you're like Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh God! I'm not that bad. I'm not like.
Everybody thinks you're real nice, and then the backstage people are like, "Oh my God, he's the worst." Just last week, he slapped 3 interns, ladies and gentlemen. 3. What did they do, Sam?
Well, to be fair, they were asking. To be fair, they were asking for, and I 2 of them I slapped on the ass. So.
They knew that. The audience knew.
Yeah.
You know what's one of the top 10? This is a shoot. This is full on, like, no jokes. One of the top 10 lists we have written down for future use, Sam and Mort, if you're listening. What was
I'm
it?
here.
Top 10 reasons nurses try to skip Sam and Mort.
That would be an entertaining one.
Yeah. Number 1 is because they pervs.
What if nurses like the pervs?
That's also true.
40, Sam.
Congratulations.
It's empty.
I drank those nurses like the pervs. Unfortunately for you, there, Sam. Or Max.
It's now like you can see the whole thing because it's empty.
Yeah, that is true. But anyway, I think that'll do it for tonight's show. So
that trumps your pint of Guinness with a 40 of malt liquor. That's traditional Irish Americanism right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I missed your show. Because I made a bomb-ass corned beef dinner, and I overindulged in it and went into a coma.
Now, here's the question. Do you put mustard on your corned beef? Okay. As do I.
I make a big old... Hold on. Two things. We're going to wrap up. I get you. But if you're asking about my corned beef, this is serious now, Samuel. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
First, the night of, you make the nice big boiled dinner. You use a good amount of the broth and some butter, potatoes, cabbage, carrots, corned beef, cut up. Use the cutting board and a nice good knife. Then dribble. You need to do the dribble. You can't just be all like squirt. You got to dribble. Over the fucking bowl. I use a bowl. Then mix in with the butter, everything else. Little bit of the broth. Like a spoonful. You know what I mean? Beautiful. Then next day, day 2, Sam. What's left? Well, we got 2. See? Instead of getting one of them big $20 ones, it's kind of mostly a waste. I got 2 $10 ones. See? And we used one the first night. And the second one was for when I make corned beef hash. A little bit of oil in the pan. Okay? A little garlic salt.
Ooh, nice.
A little pepper. Some chili powder. Fried up real nice in my big... You seen, I got like them Western style frying pans. It's actually a pampered housewife, Sam.
Ooh, yeah.
Because I'm a pampered housewife. Because I cook. That's how it works. Yeah. So, fry it up. Make sure you get just a little bit of blackening on the potatoes, carrots, and or cabbage. Flip. Do it again. Get some blackening. A little bit of blackening. The blackening tastes good, Sam. And that's corned beef hash. Better than you ever had out of no can.
Facts.
And that's all it does. But eating way too many potatoes, carrots, cabbage, and then also corned beef. But that's secondary. All that be starches, you know what I'm saying? And then as with any big feast day, that shit makes my old ass pass out. And then both of them fell out of the show. And it's just me sitting here by myself, wagging my finger in your face, chat. That's right. I'm poking you.
Why are you poking them?
I'm poking them because I'm a little bit buzzed and Sam disappeared. And so I'm just going to poke. I'm going to poke. I'm going to prod. And I'm going to hit all the sore spots. I'm not going to stop poking them until Sam says something.
Well, to be fair,
to be fair, do anymore, Sam.
You sound like one of those crying, screaming.
No, you don't know. You don't understand what it's like, Sam. You went away. I was all alone, Sam. I had to poke the people. I had to poke them. I had to poke them like
well,
that.
you know, they made me Rumble forced me to log back in again, but I'm back. So...
Bastard. I was all alone.
Yeah, you were all on for about like 2 seconds.
But I'm slightly fucked up, Sam. That might as well have been 20 hours.
Yeah, I can tell.
How dare you, Sam? You just abandoned me.
And on that note,
fighting for the people, Sam.
And on that note,
can you go back to the moon?
I am so clipping this.
Yeah.
Putting a fucking screaming mug with it.
She be clipping it. I be clipping.
You know what? Drunk Max is a lot more entertaining than drunk Pex, though. I will say that.
See him stumble and fall in a hallway and then profess his love to you is hilarious.
I'm not gonna profess my love to anybody but you.
I know, but what I'm saying is that when I see you do that, it's really funny, and that he would laugh if he saw it.
Look, man, I'm not drunk. I drank a 40.
You're buzzed.
When I was 21 and I drank a 40, I would be drunk. Oh, man. I'd do 2 of them and run on the treadmill and smoke tons of pot with Paulie. Yo, Paulie would like, I talked about Paulie before, man, but I had Paulie's last cigarette anyway. He was at the hospital, right? The motherfucker on dialysis. He know he gonna die. And he's like, yo, Max, let's go out and have a cigarette. This motherfucker unhooks himself from all these different machines. And what are you going to say? No? And he got one of them, like, because he got an IV in him, Sam. You know, yeah. IVs you've had probably for more than most people, right? Bajillions of them.
Yeah.
You know how they have those little, like, tower things you can roll around with you when you get an IV?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He hooks it up onto that himself. And we go walk outside just to have a cigarette. And I thought it was really stupid, right? And I thought, oh my God, we're going to get in trouble. Paulie, come on, let's not do... You know what, Sam? He died 6 hours after that. And as hard as I tried to fight Paulie, I'm glad that we went out and had a smoke.
Yeah.
Because I never seen him again if otherwise.
Well,
that's the real shit. That's the kind of shit you don't get from a fucking fake grifter trying to, hey guys, don't. I'm telling you, like, R.I.P. Paulie. This was a real person. I'm not making this shit up, Sam. Paulie was my boy.
No.
Paulie left behind a daughter. She was 2 when her dad died.
Damn.
But at least I had the time to be with him the last... Because, see, he did a bunch of drugs when he was a teenager, you know? And it got his health all fucked up, his kidneys, you know? And so he's in his early 20s. He had a family. He straightened his shit out, but it was too late. This is why I say, try to stay away from the pills, man, and them hard drugs. At least with smoking, drinking, marijuana, the negative effects of that are going to hit you probably more likely in your 40s, 50s, 60s. But you take pills as a teenager, hardcore,
Oh yeah.
You could end up dead in your mid-20s, even if you stop. Ain't
Yeah.
good, man. You gotta stay away
Oof.
from them hard drugs. I think you mentioned, Apex as the other one. Well, Apex would say the same thing, right? Stay away from them hard drugs. They'll ruin your life.
Oh, for sure.
Yep. So we
Well, I
got
think
anything else, Sam? Or are we wrapping it up? Morpheus is fighting Nazis on the moon. You got a new book coming out next. How you feeling about your big book release? You're pretty confident. Tell the people, because I know you're confident about it, and I know why. But tell the people why. Tell the people how you're feeling about this book. You think it's going to do good?
I think it's going to do good. I submitted the final draft to Amazon today, or I guess technically yesterday, since it's now 1:30. But yesterday was deadline day for submission, and submitting that final draft is it felt good. But I'm not done yet because I'm already writing John Ryder book 4. So
Goddamn. And I gotta write something, otherwise I'm gonna look foolish.
Well, I mean, you and Maxine have written like 10 top 10 lists, and that shit's not easy. So,
this was easy today, Sam. I said one of them, and then I suggested another one after she was done. But nah, it's pretty easy. Even the ones I come up with are pretty easy. Hers are hard because she does research and stuff. She's like, what's the word? Overachiever.
Well,
Mhm.
that's why we love her though, and because she's awesome.
Well, no, I love her because she's the mother of my child, and she's beautiful and all this stuff.
See, he gets really, really sappy.
What do you mean sappy? I'm just being.
I
had a grifter, Sam. I'm not gonna mention the name because it's a blow up, but he'd be like, "Hey, I'm looking for 10 husbands that want to learn to communicate better and physically love their wives better for the next 12 weeks." And I'm like, bro, I've been married longer than you. Maybe just like, yeah. Like, oh man, people be freaking out too. They'll be like, your wife hits you. Oh, with the clipboard. It's like, yeah, that don't hurt. What the fuck? You crybaby. Grow the fuck up.
You say that, but then she'll hit you and it will hurt. Don't
Max. No, that's okay. I'm buzzed enough to be real. Cut through. No, it never hurts. What the fuck are you talking about?
I know.
I just play into the fact that it hurts because that's funny.
I know, and I'm just trying to contribute to the bit as well. Yeah, I know it. I know it doesn't hurt. I mean, I can imagine very little phases you.
Very little does phase me, right? Like I can just smack the shit out of myself and I don't even fucking budge, right?
You might be the one person who, if I ran, you might be the only person I know where if I like ran you over with my power wheelchair with my tire, okay, that might hurt, but maybe not.
I fought for well over a decade, like organized fighting. I fought in the streets. I've been stabbed. That's the worst that's happened. I've been hit by cars more than once. I actually, like, legitimately, not that, like, pain is not the, like, I often make the joke pain is just weakness leaving the body, but there's some level of me that believes that, Sam.
No, me too. Although I
you have to suffer to come to that conclusion, though, don't you?
Yeah.
It like people that haven't suffered can't figure that one out. They're like, pain is the worst thing ever. No, pain can drive you. But she hits me with a clipboard. That don't fucking, like, I don't even. I make jokes. Why do you think I make jokes and act like it hurts?
Well, and then
if it really hurt, I wouldn't act like it hurts. I'd be like, oh.
well, and then
Dude, I fought people in the streets. You know, talk about traditional Irish shit. Fought people in the streets with baseball bats and sticks and rocks and stuff. Do you honestly think a little thin ass, little clipboard? You know why a clipboard's great? It's because it makes a great sound and it doesn't ever hurt.
Oh my God.
I hit myself 10 times harder than she has ever on camera, by the way, just now. Let me do it again. No. Didn't even feel that.
Oh God. See, this is what I get worried when you start
Yeah.
doing this.
Well, no, because the people, they're like, oh, does it hurt you? Even Sam's like, well, sometimes it hurts. No, fuck. No, the fuck it doesn't. I'm fucking fine.
Yeah, I know that, dude. It's you know.
No, I'm demonstrating for the people out there.
Oh God, no. Okay.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Please stop encouraging him.
Yeah, no.
You know what? Most people though, they're probably not going to make.
I know that would really hurt, and they'd be like, "Oh my god, I'm such a pussy. Oh my god." Yeah, no, this is like, dude.
Yeah.
Like this is nothing. Because she knows, because I got the big pan up there. It's made of metal. It makes a way better sound. I'll hit myself in the head with the cookie sheets just to make the sound drive her crazy. I slap myself in the face as hard as I can to motivate myself, Sam.
That I 100% believe.
That's true. Like, I'm like, oh, shit, I don't want to go for a fucking 5-mile walk. Shut up, bitch. Let's go. Have some fucking balls. Be a man. I don't know. Oh, you're so hurt. Your wife hit you with the thing. Yeah. That just shows me you soft.
It's a bit, folks, and it's a great one.
As what was it? Enzo Amore once said, SAWFT, soft.
That's right.
And I'm 6'5", and you can't teach that.
But anyway, folks,
and that's Maxine. Is she hot as it? Never mind.
That'll do it for tonight's show. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, and we'll be back. We'll be back on Monday, and I believe Ryan Pearson is joining me on the show on Monday, and then we'll be back for the
big book launch
for the Wednesday show with Night of the Vigilante. So we'll see you then, folks. Until then, take care and stay frosty.
The right to offend is not some pesky little part of freedom of speech that we have to put up with. It is the heart and soul and lungs of freedom of speech. It is the coursing lifeblood of human progress. It is the instigator of liberty and modernity and science and understanding. What a laughing stock today's student leaders are, that they can so casually dismiss the right to be offensive without realizing that their lovely, enlightened lives are the gift of individuals who gave offense. Offensiveness is not just something we have to begrudgingly accept. Offensiveness is the motor of human progress.
Thank you for watching the Whitfield Report live on the Right to Offend Media Network. Make sure to check out Sam's books on Amazon, Audible, and Kindle. You can follow Sam on X at SamW_NGC and the Right to Offend Media Network at RTO Media. Like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. And until next time, God bless, God save this great nation. God, freedom, legacy, in that order.